Hello, everyone, and we are here with Low Inc. 2023 today, and I am super excited. My name is Manaphy, and I am joined here with Rice today from Secret Elixir. That is hype. How are you doing today, Rice?
I'm doing great. Thank you for the introduction, Manaphy. We're about to. This is gonna be the first match of today. We picked one of the matches from the Swiss Group A. We have Truck versus Krill-ical. We were talking about this earlier, but no, we're not too familiar with any of these members on both teams. But going off seeding, they're both really close to each other, so I'm sure this will be a really close set.
Oh, I hope it should be, because I love to see some closer sets in most of these tournaments today here. So I don't know too much of these people, but whatever they bring out to their comfort, whatever is to their best of their team, I'm here for it. I'm here for what do these teams want to bring out here, and I'm trying to look at the weapon pool. So we're actually starting off here on Manta Maria on tower control. So we're starting off on tower control today. So I'm feeling a little bit we're going on a boat here with on Manta Maria tower control. Again, I'm not really too much to go over too much, because I kind of know how this plays out, but we'll see what these teams are running. So this will be exciting.
Definitely. I think we're probably gonna see some splatlings on this map. I know this is a pretty good splatling map. But as I say that, we're
100%.
as I say that, we're getting into a game. We actually see a carbon roller coming out on the side of, I think that's Truck.
Rush.
And then Ink Brush on the side of Krill-ical. Very interesting picks. One side coming out with the anchor of the ballpoint, and the other side going for a more aggressive and faster comp.
Yeah, I was like, this is a really interesting comp. So they're going for a double Zuka and then Ink Brush shorter comp and aggressive. So, but they do got one member down. So as the commentator's curse, so it's going to be on the favors of, I believe that is Truck's side. They're going to take this first tower for a little bit. Cooler was out by then. One member does go down. So there's a little bit of a fight back and forth. Carbon tries to at least get one pick, but then goes down. So the Truck is going to get the first checkpoint out of this first aggression here.
Yeah, definitely. Krill-ical doing a really good job stopping the push before it gets to that second checkpoint. I think especially on this map, the second checkpoint's extremely critical to get through because it's in such a chokehold. You see two going down on the side of Krill-ical, and this is Truck's chance to push again.
Yeah, Crow could actually make some opportunities here, but as soon as I said that, another commentator's curse, Ballpoint was able to get some picks there, and then other members. So this is so far this is going to back and forth by both of these teams here. But they Krill got two specials online, but they're already using it right now. So but there's going to be three members down on the side of Truck here. So now the last player has to leave unless they have to find some kind of opportunity pick here. But their shot does go down. Brush is trying to hold on for a little bit at the enemy's bunker. They got all the specials that they have, but just not using it at the correct enough timing that they want.
Yeah, definitely. We can see Chuck here with the ballpoint. I think it's going to be really key to push off of this inkjet that they're using. We see actually a sneaky flank into the enemy bunker, and that's going to be two down on the side of Krill-ical.
Yeah, you gotta always watch out for those kind of flanks here, because this that side of going to the bunker right there can always lead to flanks and getting potentially some picks down. But there's still not any opportunities by Truck here though, because they couldn't really find some valuable picks. But oh, look at the Carbon trying to get down. Oh, gets the double using that Zuka. Oh, the Carbon really trying to pull things off on their own. So here they are. They're trying to find some more, and here they take some push here.
Yeah, they're on that second checkpoint. I think what's really critical is to get past this, and that's three on the side of Krill-ical.
Oh, that is really crazy. The Carbon's really popping off and trying to get all those picks and they're getting it. They're getting all the picks that they really want, and they're on to this very last checkpoint. If they get all those checkpoints here, that is actually going to be good for them.
Yeah, but I think Krill-air is gonna be able to stop this push here, but we see someone just hiding in this bunker, getting 3 jumps in for the rest of their team, and they can sustain this push if they're able to get some good picks here.
Yeah, that is exactly what you want. Like, you definitely want to get some jumps in because, like, they're like you already see on Truck's side, like they pulled out like a really safer, like having that ballpoint on their side, so they have more range. On the other side, you know, having the double Zuka, trying to get something, but like, Krill is not finding like the picks that they really want it to be. As soon as they said that Commentators curse, they get the Zuka at least on one person. Like, I forgot who because that happened kind of so fast. But yeah, this is their opportunity now, because like Krill has to get this like through these 2 checkpoints if they want to get it for themselves.
Yeah, definitely. We see that brush going down early, and this is an advantage for the side of Truck. They pull out the Zuka, trying to hold the fence. They get one with it, and they're able to stop the push from the side of Krill-air.
Yeah, and a minute is running out of time, so like Krill needs to make some kind of like some picks happen, because they got 2 specials online, 3, make it 3, but they're already using it right now. So like this is a potential opportunity. As soon as they said that is another commentator, 2 members do go down, because the Carbon was able to at least get some valuable picks there, which that is actually very huge for the side of the Truck here. And so this is really like just a back and forth, both of these 2 teams.
Yeah, we saw there the Carbon Roller doing a really good job distracting the side of Krill-air. They had 2 people looking at him, while the other 2 couldn't really push up while the rest of their team was playing defense. So really good strategy here. And we see the double Zuka coming out for the side of Chucks. Oh my god. And we just see the last one jumping in, and I think that's going to be the end of the game, and the first game going to the side of Chucks.
Yeah, it was really not enough for Krill. They couldn't really find the valuable picks that they really wanted into their favors. It just seemed like it was very hard for them. Like, I feel like there were some points that I wanted to also point out from them, because like I just feel like when they were using their specials, it was just like they didn't use their specials kind of like exactly what they really wanted to time it to be, because you know they got picked off by the Carbon, like mostly a lot, because the Carbon was getting so many valuable kills, and it just like didn't really work for Krill into their favor.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the biggest thing was Truck, whenever they pushed, they had the specials ready to use. They got 2 or 3 down before they really committed the whole team into that street area, into their bunker. And I think what also really helped them was having that paint control, having that anchor to sort of give them super jumps back in and able to hold space for a lot longer.
Yeah, absolutely. As soon as like they were about to go to that very last checkpoint, and they got their 3 members down, and they were trying to also get their very jumps in, which, you know, that's kind of really what you want, because like you have the mid control, especially you pointed out they had the paint control, so Truck really had that into their favors. But we're actually going to go into game 2 now, so we're going to be going to Undertow on Rainmaker. And you know, I know how just like, you know, this map in general, kind of how it goes, but you know, I'm probably not going to see it here, but we'll just see how this really plays out. But I do want to see the ballpoint back at least, or they could switch it up to like whatever they kind of really want from the side of Truck. But I wouldn't mind if Krill kind of sticks with the same comp, unless they want to switch it up to something else. But you know, anything could really just make it a little. If you want to make a change, you know, that's all right. I feel like the side of Krill's comp, like from last game, I feel like it could go into their favors if they kind of really played it well here, at least.
Yeah, for sure. I think at least on the side of Truck, we can see the ballpoint. We can also see maybe the ballpoint nouveau, the one with the Inkfac. I know Inkfac is a very strong special for Rainmaker especially, so we'll just have to see when we get into the game.
Oh, honestly, that would be very, very high. But it's it's gonna be the vanilla ballpoint, and okay, so it's gonna be like the same comps, I believe, from both same comps from the last game. So I wanted to point that out. Hopefully, it's works to their favor if Krill gets the valuable picks that they want. They need to at least get the Carbon player because like they've been really struggling with that Carbon player on their side. So it's gonna be critical.
Yeah, for sure. Carbon, a really strong weapon on this map. Just likes to shark around, take the off angles, sort of just like go around the ledges and poke people out. And we see 2 down on the side of Krill, so this is the chance for Chucks to start pushing.
Yeah, but they do go down to the Zuka though. But this is like a really one by one back and forth. But it looks like Truck is still gonna keep going for. They do get the first checkpoint though, and here come the jumps. And Valiant trying to at least find some valuable picks. So it's only 2 members down off Truck. Valiant want to at least find something if they want to like at least keep this push to their favor. But it looks like Valiant is gonna go down. As I wanted to point out, if you really want to win this game, get the Carbon player, because like that's gonna be really hurtful for you if you do not get the Carbon player, or at least you find him, because that is at least what you really want as like if you're on the side of Krill.
Yeah, for sure. And we see Krill actually gets the checkpoint here. So we're back to a Splatoon 2 Rainmaker game here with no checkpoints left on the map. It's just gonna be whoever gets to push the Rainmaker farther in the game.
Yeah, Krill's got the jumps for the rest of their teammates here, so but they only get 1 member down because of the Zuka, because like Zuka is Zuka, because you know everyone haha we got to have to play with Zuka anyways. But we're see because like I feel like this is actually working to the favors, because I feel like you know Krill now is kind of really figure things out, trying to figure out where their Carbon player is now, so like and trying to call out where they are. So like this is actually really working to the favor. They actually get the Carbon player. That's actually huge on the side of Krill. So but that is gonna be 2 members down. They need to like at least try to find something, but the ballpoint was able to take off that Rainmaker. So this is not really what you want from Krill.
Yeah, we saw Krill try to push the Rainmaker, but Truck's doing a really good job on defense. Krill actually gets 2 down, and they can start pushing up and retaking mid here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like this is a little bit to their favors, because like they got the pain control, but as soon as they said that, that's 2 members down, make it 3 because that's gonna be a delay because 1 did respawn. But this is gonna be a little bit tough for Krill to play a little bit defense here, because like you don't kind of have the resources, and okay, you do have the Zuka out, so you gotta have to at least use that Zuka to like get that Rainmaker out of there so it doesn't like get any more points, because like I know this map and mode where Rainmaker can be like, it can be very, very hard if you get a really good lead on this map.
Yeah, but we see the Rainmaker on the side of takes the creeps and gets it to 12 points. And I think that's a good lead for Trucks, but on this map, honestly, no lead is safe.
Yeah, no lead is safe at all. I've seen it happen before. I mean, anything could really happen before, so it's just like I would love to see if there's at least some kind of miracle that Krill can do. They need to kind of like figure out how they want to deal with it, because like the valuable targets that you need to do, of course I mentioned it before, get the Carbon player, and you at least want to at least get the ballpoint, because like you're kind of getting really outranged by that ballpoint, because it's not kind of really working in your favor. But it is a trade, but it's not going to be enough, because like they did get 3 members down, so Truck is really going into to their favors right now for this last minute.
Yeah, we can see both these teams really liking to fight each other. I feel like a lot of the time we're just looking at engagements. Someone's fighting another person. We see the Whale take down the Rainmaker, but I don't know if the Brush can survive here for long enough. Oh, they have their teammates here to help them, and the Brush is gonna get away.
Oh yeah, like I think that's, oh, this is really not what you want, because like you only got 30 seconds left on the timer right now, because like time is really ticking for the side of Krill, because like this is going to be really hard for Krill if they really want to take this lead, because like 12 and especially in 20 seconds, that's going to be hard. Then you know, Truck is gonna have to play this really defensively if they want. But I mean, they get the Rainmaker down, so that is gonna be a complete wipeout now. So now it's gonna be in the favors of Truck here, and there's no way Krill could ever like, you know, get the Rainmaker. So that is gonna be game 2 for Truck taking the set, but it is actually not over yet. So it is play all 3 in group stage. They, at least for Krill, you can at least take 1 game off of them if you want to at least like take some points or some advantages here for your placements in the group stage.
Yeah, I mean, Truck, it was very back and forth at the beginning of this game. Both teams both teams getting the checkpoint, but I think the main difference is that Truck was playing that, as I said, like both teams seemed like they were always fighting each other, and I think in the end that favors Truck, especially because they have that ballpoint with longer range. They have a Carbon that sneaks around, gets the picks, and then like sneaks out again, right? And I think that's what they did really well with when they had the picks. They started to move. They started to, you know, use that as a distraction for the Rainmaker to move up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because like they had the resources for the side of Truck, because like it was most likely going to be in their favor, as you pointed out. Yes, the ballpoint, have more range, and then the Carbon. Carbon, we already know what Carbon does. They always like to hide. They like the shark, and they want to get that valuable pick off. So like they're trying to make Krill not to like make themselves comfortable, because like I said, like that game, I feel like that was just a back and forth. But when Truck had that push, it just feels like Krill didn't really have any sort of response to what they were gonna have to do to make their own push, because like it just felt like it was hard. But we're gonna go to the game 3 though. It is gonna be on Museum on Clamblitz, and I feel like I have not get to like watch too much of this, so like we'll see how this goes. Oh, Heavy, I believe that's Vanilla Heavy, or is that Deco? Oh no, it's Vanilla Heavy. Okay, for a second I thought, I was like, are we gonna see a Heavy Deco here, like the Kraken like thing going on? But no, it's just Vanilla this time around.
Yeah,
I've not seen it in a while.
We see no Krakens on each side, but one going down on the side of Krill, and we see this brush sharking around, gets one, uses whale, and maybe tries to push up with the whales right here.
Oh, that's what you really want from the side of Krill, because getting that Carbon is huge, but like, well, there's not really that much kind of follow-up here, because like members are going down like so quickly now, and having 2 members down, if you're Krill, that's not really what you want.
Yeah, we just see the 1v1s back and forths. We're back to sort of a neutral game here. But as I say that, 3 go down on the side of Krill, and Truck is starting to move up onto the enemy plat.
Oh yeah, and they also got that Zuka online as well, so like they could at least get some potential picks for that on the side of Truck here. So if they use it, and then but it's just a trade for trade here. But another trade for trade here. The Heavy does go down, so that's actually going to be huge for the side of Krill. So like this actually kind of works into their favor a little bit here, because like as soon as they say the Carbon's gonna be like, oh, hello there, I'm gonna like, you know, smack you in the face with that Carbon roller, and the Carbon gets I believe 2 members down. But they're using very, very patiently if they like to like make this push here. They're not rushing it. They need to find those valuable picks first. If they want to get 3 down, I think that's when they'll make their push.
Yeah, definitely. And I think on the side of Krill here, they're doing a really good job on defense. They're holding their plat, and they actually take down the Carbon here. They take down the Heavy, and it's just the 2 shooters, and that's a wipeout. This is gonna be Krill's chance.
Oh, this is gonna be Krill's chance. They need. Oh no, did they miss that? Oh no. Oh, but they do get it in though. So like they got the clamps that they want. Do they have some specials online though? But it doesn't look like they have the specials that they are online. So it's at least gonna be at least into their favor. But you see Twin B trying to at least shark here into the spinner here, trying to at least try to make sure that they don't see him, but it looks like they have no idea that they're actually on that spinner. So I don't know if Twinbee is just waiting it out or whatever, but oh, you see Twinbee just with the flank here. They're trying to get the heavy edit. They do get him. Oh, that was actually a really good flank from Twinbee. That is actually really well played by Twinbee. That well played.
Twinbee just sharking up there. I don't think anyone knew they were up there, and I was expecting the rest of their team to jump to them, but it was a good thing they didn't. But two go down on the side of Krill as I start saying that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Krill is like doing it to the best that they can. Like, you know, every side is doing well with their defense, but it looks like Truck is into the more of their favor because like they've done more defense like into their favorite, but they do get their basket in, and I think that's probably also going to be lead for them as well for the side of Trucks here. But Valiant trying to find some more picks. Okay, they do get the lead now, but that is 2 members down. They could even potentially just throw more claims in because like this is like their favorite. It's like, you know what, your plat is mine. Like we'll take yours. We'll take your plat, your spinner. It's all mine.
Yeah, Krill was in a bit of a stagger there. Thankfully, they're able to hold the defense. The basket goes back down, and it's sort of just the battle of plat right now, with Trucks having all of mid right now, and you know, Krill sort of needs to find a way to break back in.
Yeah, they gotta really find a way back in. Like, it is really not over for the side of Krill. I mean, like, you still, like, a remaining of 53, that's actually not, like, a really good lead if you're the side of Trucks here. Hopefully, for the side of Krill, they need to get the clamps that they need. They need all these resources. They need the specials to like make this final push for themselves. Because like this could be like at least to their only advantage here if they want to get it. Oh, they were so close to getting at least the carbon. Oh, as soon as I said that, they do get the carbon play. That's going to be 2 members down on the side of Trucks here. So like this is their potential push now, Rise. They could get this, but they need the clams though. But they're passing over these 2 clams. They have to score. It's going to be all this. Okay, they get the basket open. They need to throw more clams in, and if they want to take this lead, oh, but they just get one more clam. Can they get it? Can they get that last clam here? But they're trying to get the pick here. Oh no.
Yeah, and I think on the side of Party, they had a clam to throw, but instead of throwing it, they went into a fight and some type of engagement, and that, I think that was the issue there, or that was the critical mistake. They had a clam, they had the opportunity to throw it, but I think they just didn't think they had enough, or not sure if they knew they only needed 1 clam to take the lead.
Yeah, I was like, no shot that they did not throw that clam, because they had 1 singular claim. They actually could have taken that lead and then played the defense for themselves, but I guess they just didn't know that they had a clam like right into their hands. But oh my, that is really unfortunate. But it is going to be the set here. 3-0, Trucks taking the set here.
Yeah, I mean, that last game was so back and forth. Honestly, I think like if Krill maybe had 1 or 2 more clams, they would have taken the lead easily. But it's, you know, I think Truck did a very good job on their defense, not staggering, throwing subs, throwing specials, and just sort of holding their ground, where I think Krill also did a really good job with that. Just unable to get that extra push, extra clams in towards the end, you know?
Yeah, and for the side of Krill, like, they were getting the picks that they want, but they just couldn't get the push that they want, because, like, they were, as you saw some of their games, because they were going, like, 2 members down and 1 member down, and it just led to, like, they can't really make that push now, because, like, they lost 2 or 1 of their members on the side, so it's like, they're getting the picks, but they're just not finding the right opportunity to push. But on the side of Truck, though, because, like, they've gotten everything that they really want. They use their specials like as their, importantly, of a good timing. They're all like, you know, team like playing as like together, and they also have the carbon that is waiting very patiently. And I just feel like Truck just had the most into their favors of that entire, like, you know, this entire set.
Definitely, both these teams, I think whoever, like, Truck might have won this set, but Krill definitely, this is the beginning of the tournament. This doesn't determine where they will end up at the end. as if they're able to just keep progressing, keep winning sets, we might see them again in top 32 tomorrow, or even one of the other higher brackets. But I think that's the end of the first set we have right now. I think we're gonna go on a little bit of a break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Low Ink in a couple minutes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Low Inc. December 2023. And we're actually having a little bit of some difficulties right now because, like, with the room right now, apparently the host set it to Turf War on the Eel Tail instead of putting it the actual mode. So, but we'll get back into the game right a little second. So today, I'm back here. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm back here with Snow. Or no, not Snow. Bryce. Sorry. You keep forgetting my teammates. Sorry. What is wrong with my brain today?
Yeah, alright, so we're back. Our second match is going to be Hallucination versus Straw Hat Ducks. We see Hallucination with Not Cookie, Snow, Bean Milk, and Jesse. And on the side of Straw Hats, we see Ghost Quinn, Paste Eater, Blaze, Resh, and Retina. Some interesting names we have here.
Very interesting names, really.
Not super familiar with any of these teams, but again, this is Play All 3, second round of Swiss groups. And we're starting off on Zone's Magomart.
Yeah, and I know how, you know, with zones on Magomart can really go. Got the alley, got freezer, got you name it. It's like you got everywhere you really want it to be because we actually get our very first splat zones as we commentate here. So because like my brain's like, oh, we never. Oh, is that a V Nova I see, and an Inkbrush Noval? What am I looking at here? But I like to see some surprises and a Glugas too. What?
Yeah, some really unique comps coming out from both sides here. Again, we're seeing the Anchor comp versus the Anchorless comp. We see on the side of, I believe that's Straw Hat Ducks, with an E leader, they lose the cap early, but on the side of Hallucination, they're starting to push up here.
Absolutely, and they got the hammer. They were at least trying to yeet that hammer, but they, unfortunately, I believe that hit that side right there. A little unlucky. They wanted to at least get that E-leader player. Gluga's under the... Oh no, that is really not what you really want. You dodge roll off the map. But it's still going to be to the favorites here. They're finding the pick. This is not really working well for the side of them, but really well played because, like, you got the Wiper trying to at least... They're just not letting the back in.
Yeah, Hallucination doing a really good job just holding their ground, holding these stacks, not letting this Tri-Slosher really get anywhere, but the Tri gets one, but that's not enough time to cap the zone.
Yeah, the Tri-Slosher just got way too distracted. They just realized that time was just running out for them, and just like they were just stalling as much time so they don't get the zone. And that was just a quick game one there. And a fist bump, let's go.
Yeah, we saw Hallucination doing a really good job just holding ground, not giving up a lot of space. And we saw on the side of Straw Hat Ducks, they really struggled to get back in, not really able to get picks, not really just taking they're losing a lot of space. And I think what was interesting is Hallucination actually had a double hammer comp with the Brush Nouveau and the Wiper.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, they're going with the double hammer. Dang, like, what are we looking for? Some spicy, picks here. I like to see it though. Well, we're gonna get into the game 2 here in Hagglefish on tower control, and to be honest, I have nothing kind of really into this map mode because, like, I feel like for me, I have not got to see any teams that play this map in mode for some other tournaments, or I have not played in the tournament myself, but I see how the map would actually kind of really go to their favor. But I mean, if we see the double hammer again from the side of Hallucination, they want to like bring you out for... Honestly, both of these teams can pull out any good surprises here. I mean, we saw the V Novel, but it just never worked, and I just feel like Straw Hat Ducks just struggled to get back in from game 1 in the Macomart zones, and they just had the whole entire control from the side of Hallucination. But we're gonna get here into game 2 here.
Yeah, on Hagglefish tower control, I think the E-leader might be a better pick into just this map mode in general, with all the different sightlines they can get from Snipe, they can get from the different sides of this map.
Ooh. We see a junior popping out, which I've heard a lot of talks about, having in Sendo they would pull out the Glugas in junior, and it actually kind of works very well with it, and I actually do like that junior pick from the side of Straw Hat Ducks. So they do stick with the same similar comp, but like, some a little bit of switch up here. So that is going to be a trade for trade now. So like, if they could get the... well, that is going to be some members down here. They need to get this tower if they want to ride it for themselves. So this is going to be a little bit from Straw Hat Ducks here. They got the... Like I said, you pointed out the E-leader. They got the more range, but it just didn't work last game. So if they... the E-leader needs to find some valuable picks because they can't really do much. And you already see the side of members of Hallucination already pushed up into their base. They get one member, they pop the hammer, but they at least trying a second one, but it does go down. So let's see how this game will turn out too, because like I think this is really working to the side of favorites of Hallucination.
Yeah, we see the E-leader on a pretty good perch there. Gets taken down actually, and Hallucination able to keep pushing. The Glugas gets one down, gets a second one down, and I think that's gonna be the end of this push. Never mind, the hammer comes out and gets actually 3 with that hammer.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, as soon as that, because like they had 2 members down and they had 2 members online too. I wanted to also point that out. They still have that second hammer online still. The Wiper's not using it yet. They're trying to at least find some valuable picks. Like, this is really gonna be very difficult from the side of Straw Hat Ducks. Like, because you already see a side of members of Hallucination just riding that tower just to victory here. The crab has been popped. Snow trying to at least find the valuable. They do get the they get Paste Eater on the side of that, but it's just, can it really be enough? And I'm surprised the Wiper's still holding that hammer as of right now. That's, wow, they're still holding it.
Yeah, that maybe Wiper's just trying to find a good opportunity to use it. I think it's a good chance to use it now. But actually, the Wiper gets one down, might get a second. Oh, it goes down to the Gluga. But the Gluga having to use that Booyah Bomb to survive.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I feel like, what was it called? The Wiper also had a little bit of cooler effect, but I feel like it ran out as soon as because they did not respawn like quick enough, and then they lost their hammer. But I guess it won't really matter because the side of Hallucination will take game 2 here. Another clean game here from Hallucination.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing the difference between an aggressive team and a more defensive team. We can see that on the side of Hallucination, they're really aggressive. They like to take these fights. They like to push up, be all up in your grill, you know, make the enemy team as uncomfortable as possible. But on the side of Straw Hat Ducks, we see a more defensive team with an E-leader, with the Junior with Bubble, and that Gluga Dualies with the Wall. You know, they're trying to hold space, while on the other side, the other team is being as aggressive as possible. And
yeah, absolutely. And
we're at a little error.
I think we have definitely another room error. So it looks like the team has to end the battle really quick. So we'll get back into this shortly though. But as you did point out some points there between with defense and then aggressive, because we compared it to from that first set, because who was it? It was if you can name it, because the one team, it was Trucks that had the ballpoint. They had the ballpoint, and we saw that how they were using with the ballpoint with the backline. They just used it to play up to their own time, and just having good position, having good paint control. They also had every resources that they had, and on the side of that other team, that they just had no resources that they could use for themselves, because it was just not an opportunity. But on this set here though, with on the side of Straw Hat Ducks, I almost said kids, but it just really is not working, because if they're pulling out the same comp, it's just really not working for them. The E-leader, Junior, Glugas, I just they're getting the space, but they're just not finding the valuable picks, because you see the members of Hallucination, as you pointed out, you see them pushing up onto their base, and they're finding these valuable picks and using that hammer as well, because they were running the double hammer mostly this entire set.
Yeah, for sure. And we're gonna go into the last map mode of this round. It's gonna be Rainmaker on Robo Ramen. Robo Ramen being one of the new maps from this season. I think Robo Ramen is definitely I think it's a pretty tight map, but there's a lot of flanks on this map as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of flank opportunities just in general in this map, because you got the bottom of the map, and then you got left and right, just anywhere, you're just not safe. I feel like this is just an opening kind of map. There's a lot of flanking opportunities that you could at least pull out here. But it looks like we're seeing some different comps here. The Nova is back, and we got a Dualies this time, which I wish it could have been the Amperi's, one of the new weapons, but we're not going to see that today. So as we want to point out first, look at the members of side of Hallucination. They got 3 members down already, so it's this could be into their favors now. They need to pick up the Rainmaker, and then they're just going to get that free checkpoint.
Yeah, we can see here again, the side of Hallucination, they're pushing up really fast. They're taking early advantage, and they're using their specials to hold on to the space. Hammer goes down, but it gets 2 picks, and this is at least a score to 16.
Yeah, and this is really what you really want from the side of Hallucination, because they're getting all these picks here as much as they want. They're finding the space that they really want, because you already saw the Brush and then the Wiper player taking that space, but they do knock out another quick game here. That is going to be 3-0 Hallucination.
Yeah, and Hallucination, they're playing to their advantage. They're playing that fast comp, and they're moving extremely fast. That's what got them so much ground, so many points so fast in this game, especially because Rainmaker's such a fast-paced game mode.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like that is like a Rainmaker moment, as like I would like to call it mostly. But I feel like everyone's saying like, oh, that's a Rainmaker moment these days, like a faster game, or someone could just cheese the Rainmaker. That's a Rainmaker moment. But that yeah, like as you pointed out, Hallucination they were just playing the game really fast because like they want to play aggressive. They had a lot to their advantages here to take like the games for themselves, because like compared to like game 1, because they took that game like very quickly, and then game 3 just was super quick. It just like it was like under a minute. Like they just took that game under a minute from that Rainmaker, just stole that game. And then I feel like game 2 was just like it was a little bit ups and down. I feel like Straw Hat Kids had something in their pocket that they could have at least been done, but they just couldn't do it here. But that is going to be it for that set. So 3-0, we're going to take a little bit of a short break here, so don't go anywhere, and we'll see you guys in the next round. everyone, and welcome back to Low Inc. December 2023, and this is round 3. I'm here with Rice here today, and today, Rice, we have a matchup with the Breakfast Club versus HalfNHalf. Like, honestly, fun names, and I don't know too much of these teams, except for maybe some members of HalfNHalf. I maybe recognize maybe Mudkip and Scar, maybe, because I think I've run into them a couple times, but I don't know. But I love to see some surprises what they've brought up to especially the Breakfast Club, because I don't know anybody on that roster. So this will definitely be fun what they're gonna run here, and it's gonna be on Barnacle and Dime on Clamblitz.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not super familiar with these two teams, but we'll just have to see what happens when we get into the set. Clamblitz, Barnacle, and Dime, this map, it's very hard to get the first push, but once you get in the first push, I think it's a very snowbally map after whichever team gets that advantage first.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially if you're getting if you get 2 members down on the side of whatever side, and taking that left side is actually very huge, because you want to get that control, because I feel like it's going to be very critical, and it'll definitely be more harder to find a way to fight back in, because taking that left side is always a good advantage for you, especially how many numbers you have, and then the claims that you have, the resources specials, and how much range you got. It's this is a pretty open map. I've seen so much of Barnacle Dime, and this is a really good map for a lot of openings, and taking that left side will at least give you some great advantages to your favor.
Yeah, going into this match, we're seeing HalfNHalf on the side with the Brella, actually. They take one down and start pushing up here. Might be able to get the second one, unable to capitalize off that, but we see the machine pushing up here.
Yeah, absolutely, and this is just a really back and forth here. So the Inkjet was able to get some 2 picks there. So, and I believe from when I'm looking at these comps here, so both of these teams are running both an aggressive comp, and they're also using the rapid. And then we see a V machine as well, because we have not seen the V machine. I feel I haven't seen the V machine since that weapon was very strong, and then they put it into the grave. But let's get back to this game though, because we got the HalfNHalf already taken so much of the control. As I wanted to point out before this game, taking this left side is always very huge for whatever side takes it. This is just really what you want to have to your advantage.
Yeah, and we see the 22, well, they have the power clam, but 22 clams on the side of HalfNHalf, and we see the Booyah Bomb coming out from that machine. They get the second ball in, and that's a score to 60. Not a very big score on this map, but a score nonetheless.
Yeah, absolutely. This is at least they got that second power claim in. This is really to their favor. They do got some specials online. Cooler has been placed, so we'll see how things goes. Because I feel this is definitely a very close matchup here, but from both of these two teams. But as soon as it said that, the T-Tech was trying to at least hide there to at least find a valuable pick, but get called out. But that is going to be 3 members down now. So HalfNHalf once again taking that left side. As I wanted to point out, they're really using this left side for their advantages here. Oh, Fiery trying to find at least a pick here. They get the crab. That is actually really huge for it. So Fiery trying to get that big. They're trying to find more, and that is going to be 3 members down on the side of HalfNHalf, and Phoenix is running away and going back to their base.
Yeah, Phoenix having to retreat, putting that cooler down for the rest of the team, just letting the rest of their team re-engage with that. We see the strikes coming out for the side of Breakfast Club, but 2 actually go down. Is this going to be a third down? Third down. It's just the blaster left on the side of Breakfast Club.
Yeah, and the valuable picks. Oh, I thought that we're gonna get that really easy jump pick, but then they got picked out of there. So this is really not really good for Breakfast Club right now, because HalfNHalf is really taking all this control, and it's only just the rapid player left alive, so it's gonna be very difficult. They have to really play this patiently. ICS Ice is trying to pick these members off, so they do get 2 members down. They need to get all these picks here. Okay, one member jumped out. Puppy trying to paint for a special here, and oh wow, I'm surprised that Brella has not yet leave. They're trying to at least solve some time here. Oh, but that is actually very close to picking off the Brella, so the Brella was able to jump out and safe and sound. But it looks like on the side of Breakfast Club, into their favorites to their paint control.
Yeah, we see this Inkjet coming out for the side of Breakfast Club, but unable to really get a pick here, having to reset that jet, but the jump might get camped.
Yeah, like this, they do get one member down, but here's two specials online that the Brella did have Inkjet, but wasn't able to gonna use it, so they do have that crab for defense. So it's still in the favors of the Breakfast Club because they got that paint. But as I wanted to do, because like for on the side of HalfNHalf, they're actually playing this really defensively.
Yeah, HalfNHalf having a really solid defense here. Machine does go down, the Zap goes down, and it's just this crab tank to hold.
Yeah, Breakfast Club need to really play this fast, and they need to like get all this aggression, because like getting that left side, as I wanted to point that out, it's really, really huge into your favor, but it's just going to be a trade for trade now. So both of these teams, time is really running out for the side of Breakfast Club because they need to make this as their final push.
Yeah, this is still a really winnable game for the side of Breakfast Club, and is that a DCIC? Or did someone just stop moving? I think they might have just stopped moving.
I really couldn't get a really good perspective there. But look at that. They got all the power clans in. They get the 2 power clans, but they need to throw more clans. But it's not going to be enough for the side of Breakfast Club. So it's just going to be game 1 from the side of HalfNHalf. I feel like on the side of Breakfast Club, they could have played it a little bit patiently with their power clams when they were trying to score, but they just didn't have enough clams to like score anymore. So that was just to their favors. HalfNHalf taking this first game in game 1 in round 3.
Yeah, definitely. HalfNHalf, really good job on defense. They were able to hold out until those last 10 seconds. Where they're able to hold the last, what am I saying? They held off until towards that last 30 seconds, and at the end there, Breakfast Club did score. It was a little bit unfortunate that they didn't have more clams or even just a little more time, because I think as they get more time, they're probably able to throw in more clams. They still had a pity clam to use as well, so HalfNHalf did a really good job to stall out the timer, made sure they had the resources for defense, and then making sure they didn't stagger when the score actually went in.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And they also had the overtimers too, because like I feel like, yeah, as you pointed those out, Breakfast Club could definitely at least stall a little bit of time because they had the overtime advantage and then just kind of wait it out and get the resources, even get those specials online too. So like this is at least, if they could have at least used their own final push with their specials and those clams that they had in their hands, I think they would have definitely taken that game there. But we're gonna go straight into game 2 now. It is gonna be on Museum on Splat Zones this time around, not clams. It's gonna be on Splat Zones this time around. But from both of the sides, I can imagine, I can actually see these teams pretty much. I mean, no one's really running a backline here, so I expect it to be at least some aggressive comps as we saw from like game 1, and I do want to at least see the rapid pulled out by Ice again, because like I feel like that rapid pick is actually a really good valuable to use, because like you could just use the rapid just to poke and then just throw the torpedoes on the ground. It's just the rapid pick would actually be really good here.
Yeah, Rapid might come back out for the side of Breakfast Club, but I think the V Machine is also such a strong weapon on this map. Just able to poke ledges, throw fizzy bombs, and you have that Booyah Bomb to throw at zone if you really need to paint it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I would like to see that pick. And it might, I don't know if I see that. Oh, we see a Not player. Okay, for a second I thought it was a Rapid Deco Pro, but it's just the normal Rapid Deco. But we actually see a Not here on the side of HalfNHalf, like here. A little bit change up.
Yeah, and we see on the side of Breakfast Club giving up the Tri-Strikes for a second Inkzuka here, or Trizuka here.
Oh, I don't know what happened to Scar there. I don't know if they were swim, or like they were trying to like if they were just stuck there, but you know, they at least not like get anyone killed. But HalfNHalf does get that full wipeout, but it was actually the zone that was Breakfast Club was able to get that zone in the wipeout. Oh, I feel bad, Scar, trying to like at least get into the fight, but they can't do it anymore because all the members of Breakfast Club is already there. Yeah, I actually do like the not pick though from the side of HalfNHalf, because like you got the Ink Storm and then you got the point sensor. Like, I know everyone memes on the point sensor, and I think it's actually really not as bad as people think. So like, I say that because like not is actually really valuable to on point sensor for not, because it just gives out some locations to like, you know, where everybody else is on the map.
Yeah, but we see the Nautilus going down, actually 2 down for the side of HalfNHalf, and this is Breakfast Club's chance to recap the zone and give some penalty to HalfNHalf.
Yeah, that's what they really want to do, but it's not going to rework into their favor because it's a so, HalfNHalf is really getting back into the zone, and they have no penalty, so like they could just knock this game out for themselves if they could just play it very carefully here, because like you never know what you see those Zukas online. Breakfast Club needs to use these Zukas very well. They do get one, but can they find more though? It's the real question here, because Fiery trying to at least pick them up, but that's gonna be not enough. It's gonna be just like 3 members down now on the side of HalfNHalf, but it's not gonna be enough for Breakfast Club capping that zone. Really unfortunate. So again, HalfNHalf will take this game 2 here.
Yeah, and it was really hard for Breakfast Club to get back into this game. They got a 3-down situation at the end, but the rest of their team was still respawning, and the last player on the zone was unable to really paint or even contest the zone. And that was sort of it for Breakfast Club in that game. They had an opportunity to cap, but I think the whole team needed to focus on the zone rather than maybe one person going for kills and one person painting, because it's gonna be they just lost the painting fight there.
Oh yeah, and they just had nothing that they could really just paint the whole entire zone, and because you know they realized that they got too many people that you could focus on, like all the members, just to take them all out. But it's just the painting was just like they couldn't really paint the zone until like they noticed that the time was really ticking out, because like they did not get that penalty off of HalfNHalf, and you know HalfNHalf was holding on to like the zone for most of that half of that match before that knockout. But we're gonna go straight into a game 3 here. Play all 3. It's gonna be on Inkblot Tower Control, and Bryce, I've definitely talked about Inkblot Tower Control in like some other tournaments. It's like getting bats is your best advantages for like because like you really want that, because like having specials, getting into their bats, just great positioning that they could at like whatever side that they do. If HalfNHalf would most likely would do that, so I would like to see that, because that's the best advantages you could possibly just get.
As Popgun would say, NA's favorite counter pick, Tower Control Inkblot.
Ending. Oh yeah, I do remember that one.
But yeah, this map, it does go really back and forth. Whoever controls bats will control the push. So if the defending team has bats, the attacking team can't push. If the attacking team has bats, the defending team needs to clear that out as soon as possible. And I think that's going to be extremely key for both teams here, whether you're attacking or defending.
Oh yes, absolutely, because getting the bats, just getting their whole entire just plat and just everywhere, because like it's just everything that you need to take like this control here. But you know, I guess I don't know if any of the have we even saw some flanking opportunities from both of these sides, because like I couldn't really find a good angle. But if they do, because like they need to at least, because he got that little step right there closer to their like from both sides of the base, so it's like you could also take that advantage if you want to do that. But we'll just have to see here. The Rapid does go back, and we see Brella. Who was using the Brella? Was it was it Breakfast Club was using the umbrella, or no? I think it was HalfNHalf that was using it. But they brought it back though, and the knot is still being used. So instead of using the T-Tech, so Cooler's already been popped out. So we're already seeing a really strong start on the side of HalfNHalf so far.
Yeah, we see here HalfNHalf takes 2 down, starts pushing this tower, and then they're slowly moving up to the enemy plat. We see the Brella actually unable to go up, and the Rapid sort of just poking at the tower right now.
Yeah, the Rapid trying to at least find some poke here, but they're getting really staggered because the Knot has some middle range to at least get the member of the Rapid. So it's going to be 3 members down again. Breakfast Club is really struggling, trying to fight back. It's really into their favors now. Like, as I wanted to point out, getting backs is really what you want if you really want to make this game a quick one for this, if you're on HalfNHalf.
Yeah, and we see Scar in such a good spot here. They can just poke around the ledges. I think they're slowly moving up here, using the Booyah Bomb to sustain their push.
Yeah, and this is going to be really hard for Breakfast Club trying to at least get this back, because like you already see all these members of HalfNHalf, but they do get 2 down, but they need to get more members. They got to get all the members out of like their base. So Breakfast Club holding on, trying to but they do that's gonna be 2 members down on the side of HalfNHalf now. So like they're holding on. Breakfast Club holding on. They're not gonna give up just yet. So I would love to see more what they can do, because like this is gonna be very hard to like get through all these 2 checkpoints.
Yeah, I think for the side of Breakfast Club, they need to get a couple picks. They do get a really crucial pick on the Nautilus, and I think they really need to start pushing up now.
Yeah, they need to push up now, because like if you're gonna get those picks, you need to start pushing up now, because like getting the Knot is very huge for the side of them, because like their Knot is like the one of the players that take care. But the Rella does go down, but the Knot was able to fight back for another trade, so this could be a little bit big. They get the Rapid now. Phoenix trying to like at least get those valuable picks here. So oh my gosh, all the members of HalfNHalf, getting all the members of Breakfast Club just like getting out of our base now. We want to like still hold on to this game. We're not letting you guys through.
Yeah, and we saw HalfNHalf incredible defense. They played it a little bit patiently. The Nautilus taking the 2v2s with their teammate. They're getting poked out by this blaster here, but I think they're gonna get this pick on them.
Yeah, and they do get him though. So Mudkip really using to their range to use the Knot to like get some advantages here, because like if I were the Rapid there, I wouldn't really want to fight that Knot if I were you. But I mean, poking them out would be nice, but especially if it's a 1v1, you would not want to be there. But nice inkjet shot from the Brella player, so it's only just the T-Tech left alive on the line. But on the HalfNHalf needs to really get that very last checkpoint. If they get that last checkpoint, that is actually very huge for the side of HalfNHalf, and they could just like, you know, calm down and relax.
Yeah, but HalfNHalf going 3 down here, the last one having to jump out, and this is Breakfast Club's chance to push up again. They need to try to move towards the bats area. They're on the left side with the Zuka ready to shoot across the plat.
Yeah, they do get the Zuka online. They're trying to use the Zuka, trying to at least find some valuable picks, but they're not getting the picks that they want now. So, but here comes the machine now. That's going to be a trade for trade. Oh, they do get the Knot player down, but the T-Tech does go down. So this is going to be a little bit rough, because like when you get members down and you get those valuable picks there, it's just going to be not really easy to like push that. So it's going to be a minute left now. Breakfast Club need to try to do something to find those valuable picks again, because like as you pointed out, they're getting the picks, but it's just like they're not getting the push that they really want, because like they're a little bit too like afraid to like saying like, oh, we don't know where the other player is, because you know they could be hiding. But play a little bit of an aggressive, try to at least get their bats. I think that's your win conditioning here.
I think what HalfNHalf is doing so well is also pushing up with the Cooler. We see that with the Cooler, they took 1 down, they're about to take 2 down, and they might get a 3rd one here.
Yep, and you saw it right there. And yeah, as you pointed out, the Cooler effect, because like every single team, if you have the cooler effect on, you gotta use it really aggressive because even if you do die, you can respawn just by 1 second. It's gonna be overtime for the Breakfast Club. They need to hold on and sit onto this tower because this is their only chance, Rice. This is their only chance to at least try to find a win for themselves here, but that's gonna be not happening here. It is gonna be 3 members down, so HalfNHalf will take game 3 here and this entire set 3-0.
Yeah, what a game we had here. It looked like it was gonna be game over at the beginning, but you know, Breakfast Club came through. They played amazing defense, and they were able to stop both of HalfNHalf's pushes, but just really unable to move forward and really take their own push. But they still made it a really close game here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially from that game 1 that they had. And that could have actually been to their favors of that entire game because, you know, it was a very close game. And in Clan Blitz, HalfNHalf just didn't have that much clams to, like, you know, score more. So they just didn't really have anything. And that very last push, as we pointed out, like after that, from that game 1, it was just most likely going to be their favors if our Breakfast Club taking just like wait a little bit patiently. But yeah, really, what a really good set from both of these two teams.
Yeah, and like, you know, that this is the end of our set here and the end of our block here, but don't go anywhere. There's still a lot more lowing to go to, but before we go, why don't you shout yourself out, Manaphy? Where can the lovely people find you?
Yes, everyone who doesn't know me, Manaphy, you can find me on Twitter. Manaphy-chan you can most likely find me on Twitter, but you can also find me on Twitch as well, which is Manaphy-sama. Mostly I would do some like streaming content of Splatoon, so you'll most likely see me, but you'll also see me commentate also some Splatoon tournaments from IPL. Shoutouts to all the TOs and staffs in IPL. They've done really well for us here, and trying to also keep Low Ink alive because like I know they're doing their best for Low Ink. This is like their best event for all this entire tournaments. But yeah, Rice, how about you? Where can they find you?
Yeah, everyone can find me at, it's all one word, We Like Rice, on Twitch, on Twitter, wherever there's social media. That's probably where you'll find me.
But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for us, me and Rice. So we're gonna be taking a little bit of a break here, so don't go anywhere, and we'll see you guys with the next commentators, which I will point out it is Glitch Cactus and Kion. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. But yeah, don't go anywhere, and we'll get to see you guys next time from me and Rice. All right, take care, everyone.
Welcome everybody back to day one of the December 2023 edition here on IPL. My name is Kyon. Joining me on the mic is Cactus. Cactus, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. It feels great to be here, closing off day one of Lowing, the Swiss rounds with you, Kyon. And Kyon, how are you doing today?
Doing well. Just another fun Saturday here, so I'm glad to be commenting Lowing as always. We got ourselves the fourth round here in Swiss stages. Now, before we begin, I will take no responsibility for mispronouncing this team whatsoever. But we're gonna shorten it to Sommerzeit for for sake of simplicity. Versus Determination, both teams 2-1. By the way, record wise.
Yeah, absolutely. Gotta agree with Kyon there. Sommerzeituhrenumstellung, that is as long as we are going to pronounce your name. It is just too long for us to try to figure it out. And of course, Determination, taking a look at the rosters for these both. Determination has a little extra players than Sommerzeituhrenumstellung, but it's gonna be interesting to see which players will be participating in the comps they're gonna bring out. Like Kyon mentioned, these teams are both 2-1, and at this stage, both these teams are looking to win as many games as possible if they want their chance at going into the top 32 for Alpha bracket.
Yeah, Alpha bracket is gonna be very good. Is gonna have a mix of many different teams across the four groups there. You obviously want to try to win out your sets as much as you can there, but if you're in that 2-1 stage, you want to start winning your sets convincingly here. So both teams, I'd imagine, are just gonna be looking forward to that one. But hey, we have a map list to talk about here for that both teams will be dishing out here on stream. Manta Maria Rainmaker will be our first map here, and once again, to play all three, so you got to play out all three of them. I mean, Manta Maria Rainmaker. I've always heard some divisive opinions about this map combination, but personally, I don't mind this map for all the things.
I'm gonna have to be right there agreeing with you, Kyon. I'm a personal fan favorite of Rainmaker Manta Maria. I mean, in Splatoon 2, of course, the map itself was a lot smaller, a lot more closed in, led for a lot of tighter opportunities. But with the continuation of Manta Maria coming back into Splatoon 3, we have a lot wider of our streets, of our alleyways. We have a lot more opportunities for players to have sticky situations they get themselves in when it comes to Rainmaker. And of course, we do have the two varying checkpoints that you could firstly aim for. You have one going forward in middle street to get that secured and lead for some great jump points for your offensive players. But leading onto the other side, if you're looking for a clean cutaway to at least secure one checkpoint for what could be a win-defining point, you do have the one-on cut. So it's going to be interesting to see which route both of these teams may opt to take to when it comes to running this Rainmaker.
Yeah, I think where you can go with this is ultimately the routing is going to be very key, especially when you get past that checkpoint there where you really have both avenues that you can basically run into. You can basically take the ramp up the street, or as you mentioned, cut the cut there as well. So I'm gonna be curious to see what both teams want to do gameplay wise and strategically wise on top of it, how they want to approach this particular map combination. Of course, queuing up later into the set here is gonna be Crab Lake, Clam Blitz, and Robo Ramen Splat Zones. More to come on that one. Now, I was talking about it in the Lowing pre-show that was out there. I would love to see if somebody comes out with the Brella at any given moment. It's going to be a lot of fun to see that actually happen here, as we are about to queue right into this one. Sommerzeituhrenumstellung, by the way, on the alpha side, or the yellow colored side, purple colored side is going to be Determination. Let me take a look at the weapons here. Pretty much some fascinating choices, to say the least.
Yeah, absolutely. I think my favorite's gotta go right away over to the Hydra. I mean, how often do we see a Hydra played in general? So it's great to see a backline of that, to this caliber being brought out. And for all we know, it might do good. Unfortunately, gonna go down right away along with another member down for Sommerzeit, so Determination's going to take this right away, trying to secure the first checkpoint.
Yeah, this is going to be the first checkpoint for sure, and this checkpoint has been broken through for Determination there. Let's see how far this necessarily goes. They got into that first checkpoint. It's going to be on the left-hand side. This is a 2-down scenario, though, to say the least. They're going to break through this one quite nicely. Trip strikes are being dished out there, but the Rainmaker has been picked up right away. It's down to 25 points range. Maybe the KO coming up here shortly. That's a very convincing push. 2 members are down. Ballpoint does have the Inkjet available if they can do just that. Lots of training that are happening. It is just a bit of a brawl here around this street area there. The Inkjet's been popped up, but this looks like to be the push that is completely stalled there. And this will, however, this is a really strong push coming out of Determination.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, within the first minute and a half of the game, getting it all the way down to 17, Sommerzeit's got a mountain to climb backwards if they can, and there goes a player sharking through to get that Rainmaker stopped at its positioning, just putting in overtime to stop this Rainmaker from getting forward. Unfortunately, get picked off there. They're going to pop this Rainmaker and try to move forward along with the Booyah Bomb for added space. Sommerzeit a little bit in trouble this early on in the game.
Yeah, Sommerzeit just having to put just a little far behind there. Definitely a lot to struggle upon at this stage, but they do pick up but it looks like this Rainmaker hasn't picked up. They're having this one try to escape from this ramp area, but waiting for them is going to be Volter, I believe. Volter, I believe, gain the pick onto that side, and it will just be the stalled Rainmaker stuck in around this middle area there, and the Rainmaker has been once again picked up there quickly by Determination, but nevertheless, though, it is going to be 2 down. Sommerzeit loses 2, they lose 3 right away, and this Rainmaker bubble still not popped yet. Now it is, and it is just going to be stuck around this street area for a tiny bit more. And I would like to see if Sommerzeit has a bit of a fast response there, especially the fact they took 2 down, but the Trizuka is queued up and ready to go if Determination wants to use it.
Absolutely, that they might, considering how much they have to try to stall for time here. There we go, triple strikes coming out. Looks like securing a pick on 2. Excellent job there, and looks like Sommerzeit's finally able to start moving towards this first checkpoint as there's only 2 players remaining as the other 2 are spawning in on Determination. Here we go, this is going to be the first checkpoint clear for Sommerzeit, having the Hydra with Booyah Bomb still online. Although they lose 1 player, they will try to pop this to stall out that Rainmaker just a little bit more, maybe to see if they can build up some more ground. They are going to pick it up and move it just a couple more feet, couple more points, and that looks like that's all they're going to be able to get, as again all 4 members now are back on the side of Determination. They have coolers, so they're a little bit quicker and they're faster to respawn if they take any of these fights. Here comes Azuka trying to find a pick on 1. It looks like they're going to be unsuccessful with any picks for that, but the Rainmaker is going to be stopped once more, as now as they fight to control mid and take over space.
Yeah. Key thing here is that you do want to try to get as much space as you can. Both teams have broken through the checkpoint here at this stage. Now, ultimately, it feels like it's going to come down to not just who picks up the Rainmaker, really the special usage is going to be very key coming out of both of these teams. Sommerzeit, both teams actually honestly have a Booyah Bomb to boot along with the cooler and try for sure. The difference here is going to be the trip strikes and the Inkjets being used. See if they can get as much value as they can. But there will be dueling specials on board. By the way, it is going to be 3 down on the side of Sommerzeit. Determination takes 3 of them out of there, and it is going to be them looking to pretty much paint as much as they can, try to get Sommerzeit, not giving them no entries to work with inside of that one. They're going to pick up this Rainmaker with about a minute left to go, and they could be looking for something bigger here with the way they're trying to push up ahead. And right now, with the time they had with this Rainmaker being picked up here, it is not going to be enough for them to stall, so they're just going to go right ahead. Just keep pressing that up button, keep going up basically, excuse me, on that one. It will be 2 down though. This push is likely going to get stalled, so a valiant effort trying to make something happen, but that's just going to be it from that side. Sommerzeit though, they need an offensive push, but not going to help if they go 2 down.
No, absolutely. Determination is determined to secure this game one way or another. Rainmaker is going to fully reset, but that's not stopping the Slosher player from trying to find any cheeky picks that they can. They are going to find another one, just causing a lot of mayhem. The Hydra here with Booyah ready. The shot on their side, having Zuka. It's going to come down to the wire here. It's a 2v2 on the map, and now as players respawning in, but the mid and pop control is in favor of Determination. Here goes Sommerzeit with their final push attempt to try to get things moving forward. If they can get this pop, and no, it will be unsuccessful. Determination takes this first game win.
And that first map being secured for Determination, very, very good start for Determination if you want to keep going on that route to winning that set there. And I feel like there are a lot of interesting points that I'm going to highlight here. Notably, that initial push from Determination that got him down to 17 points just snowballed out of control there. Sommerzeit just did not have the response that they were looking for. So with the way they were using up some of their specials there, it worked out very nicely. Also, total control around that pedestal. They just pretty much kept going forward as much as they could, and that's just a great start for a team. Again, you're in that 2-1 bracket, trying to see if you can make your way up to Alpha. Winning map 1 is a great start.
Absolutely. At points like this, it comes down to, putting it into high gear. You have to try to take as many games as you can, as many wins as possible. Winning 1 is great. Winning 2, even better. If you could take all 3, you're in for a comfortable position moving forward into these rounds. So I know Determination is going to try to keep riding that momentum they built up for that first game into the second game of Clam Blitz on Crab Leg Capital.
Yeah. Now at this point in Crab Leg Capital, Clam Blitz, you have the ramp you can go up to. Also, you could go up the grades if you can. It would be a very nice push if you can basically navigate your way through, because there's not much inkable territory. In fact, I don't think there's barely any on the route over there. So this is going to be a very fun map to see how both teams attack this one. I feel like the difference that comes out of this one is not just if you can control mid, but then basically control all spots around the map depending on the weapons you want to dish out. We saw from the previous set there, you got the Hydra and the Slosh Machine, which both have Booyah Bombs, and then dueling Zukas as well. Don't be surprised, everybody, if they do come back, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if both teams strategically start changing things up here in the second map.
Absolutely. I mean, with so many opportunities to maybe poke ledges, I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe saw a player bring out a blaster. Blasters are great here for the greats, as well as any low ledges with all the ramps that are available, even sneaky side positions for flank. So let's see what these players' comps are going to start looking like as we start rolling in.
Yeah, and pretty much as I highlighted, that is the Hydra that's still coming out along with the Slosh Machine, so both teams pretty much sticking to what they have. Big quick change here on the side of Determination. Once again, it is just going to be changing from the shot, from the vanilla shot to that squeezer. But key thing if you want to look out for those who are tuning in, that's the 96 Galdeco. You got the Kraken jump that is available in Clams, and it's a very, let's just say, divisive strategy that they can use if they want to use it that way. But we're going to hold off on that for just a bit. 2 down right away from the side of Sommerzeit. Determination with a very strong push. Make that 3. Now it's going to be Clam control and the economy in their favor. They might be looking to spawn the power climb here to kick off this first push.
Absolutely, like you mentioned, taking that great beforehand, getting some good control, and it's so tricky to get a player out of there, especially when they're so well positioned. All these clams being tossed forward to make a power clam, and that they will. 2 players, 3 players now are down, so that's a full wipeout on Sommerzeituhrenumstellung. Determination rolling in with these clams. We're now down past the halfway mark, and clams are still just rolling in. This is looking so dominant for Determination.
Determination looks so good right then and there, able to get the full wipeout. And again, they're just locking out Sommerzeit from minute 1. At this point, Sommerzeit just can't even wrestle their way in. They're back to 3 down once more. And now this is the defense that he so desperately needed. But this basket is still up. Could this be the 1-push KO here with 9 points remaining? Just 3 clams. They just gotta sneak in if they can even do just that. Trip tricks are being dished out here, but it looks like that from Sommerzeit, excuse me. But Determination not able to sneak those 3 clams in. Cactus, I was wondering if this was going to be the 1-push KO, the fabled 1-push KO coming out of Crab Lake Capital. We didn't get to see it, but it is still a fantastic push nevertheless.
I mean, talk about riding momentum. That was just an incredible display by Determination, using the power they had and the advantage state that they were in to not stop at all, never light up on the gas. They just kept going. Now Sommerzeit, wow, the 91 points down. They have to go to try to get a lead and then some. So they're going to be trying to working their way forward as we see 2 power clams already on their side. Booyah Bomb is ready. They use the trip strikes to try to build up some space. They're going to try to jump around, play it safe. Maybe they can see if they can try to build up a Kraken to move their way in. But Determination is not going to make it easy. Look at the positions of these players. Look, taking all angles that they can to stall out Sommerzeit, and that they will. Here comes the Kraken, hoping to find a couple jumps, as well as find picks on the side as these clans are going to come in and score.
Yeah, they're going to be able to score a few power clams in. This was, again, they're using that Kraken jump there to at least kickstart the offense on Sommerzeit. This is going to be 3 downs. They're going to be content, at least chunking this down to 60 points remaining, but they're going to have to also deal with penalty points coming out of this one. Another plus 20, if I'm not mistaken, on top of that. So, again, nice hold, and I think at this point, Determination knew that this Kraken jump was going to be telegraphed, so they had to just paint around that area. Pretty much nothing you can do to defend that, but be thankful it does not snowball out of control. When you're going to be using Kraken jumps like that, you gotta have a lot of power clams and all of the clams to follow up they're in suit. And in this case, they did follow up with 2, but that's really it. Now, Determination looking for total control at the stage. It is going to be 2 down on the side of Sommerzeit. They got this Mario Clam up. They should be able to catch this one in, and they will do just that. They do chunk down on some of those penalty points, but where's the follow-up? Because that follow-up is going to be nowhere to be found with 3 down. So all it does is chunk down on some of the penalty points, but more importantly, a free Power Clam for Sommerzeit if they can take advantage.
Taking advantage, they'll have to look to do. There goes down their 96 players, so any power built up they had for that Kraken is now going to be reset close to 0. And here we see the last remaining players just trying to stay alive, but there goes down their splash. It's going to be 2 players down on Sommerzeit. The Hydra trying to put an extra work here to stall out any other players from Determination from pushing forward, and they're doing a great job at that. They have the backup Booyah Bomb. There's 1 pick. That's exactly what they needed. Booyah Bomb, although ready on the side of Determination as well. Kraken is lined up for Sommerzeit. They might look to see if they can get another push going, but they gotta look for these picks first. Here comes the Kraken, looking to get 1, and it looks like they'll stall out that ball just a little bit longer. No picks able to be found. They're just gonna have to try to play it nice and carefully, but a bomb takes out the Gal with 45 seconds left to go. Sommerzeit is not in the best position.
Yeah, Sommerzeit is not in a good position, losing 3 down in a critical juncture where they needed just some semblance of a strong push to be built. It's just not going to be found, and this is going to be Determination breaking through the penalty points to get the cash in right there. 4 points made, 2 more clams for that KO, and they did just that, everybody. And Determination wins Game 2 of this Play All 3 here in Round 4, and it's going to be salvage mode time for Sommerzeit to get anything out of this set.
They are going to have to put in extra effort if they want a chance at taking this 3rd game, because Determination so dominant these first 2 games, and all starting with a fantastic opening push on Rainmaker, constantly applying pressure, running it all the way down to 17, Clam Blitz all the way down to 9 on a 1 clam push lead, and holding it that entire game. It seems that Determination has locked in what their plan is to moving forward and getting these games solidified, and you can bet they are looking for a 3-0 sweep on our next map mode combination of zones on Robo Ramen.
Robo Ramen making its big appearance here. I've seen people draw comparisons to a previous Splatoon 2 map named Muscle Forge. Only some, though. We'll make note of that here. But big thing to note here, that was a very convincing map for Determination. They had Crab Lake Capital pretty much unlocked. That first push was all the way down to 9, and when you're having to play defense right out of the gate, just to even get them out of, let's say, around the 20-point range, you have a huge mountain to climb. I do appreciate the fact that Sommerzeit tried to make it happen with the Kraken jump that was there, but at that point though, they needed to do just more than just that. They needed more control around that area, and they couldn't do any of it. Determination pretty much held their ground. I think they also knew that was a possibility looming in the back of their minds. So they're gonna have to look past map 2, Sommerzeit, that is. They're going to have to look for something different here in this 3rd map. Determination has kind of been running them out just a bit here with these quick burst of pushes. I want to see if Sommerzeit has something ready for Determination on that first push there into zones as it's about to load in here, Cactus.
Yeah, it's going to come down to great positioning, maybe great early on picks. If they're able to shut down quickly Determination, as we see here, the comps come out. Looks like we're reverting back to a little bit of what we saw the first game, but there's the S-Blast. The new blast coming out with the triple splash. No, sorry, Booyah Bomb. My apologies. The Booyah Bomb, which is going to be a great hold, taking away the machine. I mean, both these comps look very determined. We are seeing the dualies come out as well. That is, I believe, the new dualies for a triple splashdown. So we see both these teams changing up their comps a bit to help lead things forward. We are going to see a trade-off right away in the beginning, but it's going to be Sommerzeit going 2 players down early on, with Determination trying to see if they can get a quick hold, but the trade's just going back and forth. No team can secure it just yet.
Yeah, nobody can really just secure it until it was Determination at that point in time. They did lose two right away. This is gonna be the Booyah Bomb being thrown out here by Sommerzeit, just trying to see if they can zone everybody out, but they do lose 2 in the process. Again, just the theme from the past 2 maps alone has just been this quick initial offensive push. No matter which mode you are, Determination has done such a great job of basically putting their foot on the door saying, we want to get that first push and run with it. And they're doing just that so successfully here, and they're trying to make sure that Sommerzeit has no entrances to work with. They're still eliminating one. It's the trade of both shots out of the picture there, and it's still a 2-for-2 trade, but they're going to be happy with this trade every time. Can this Weebum flip the zone the other way? Yes, they do. So Sommerzeit at least stops it again, but again, same story. Quick initial push from the Determination leads to a huge push that leads to just 36 points remaining in this case.
Yeah, Determination, if they ever get pushed back, it's only for a brief amount of time. Look at the hold that they had with their specials, and look at this coordination. The Inkjet coming out being fused with the Inkzooka to apply so much pressure on the players of Sommerzeit, and that's going to be a zone recap for Determination. They're going to start knocking down that penalty points as they work their way, securing a lot more paint around the zone, building up their specials again. We see the S-Blast does have Booyah Bomb, and they're going to have to emergency pop here to try to take care of anything, but no! It gets shut by the Hydra, and the Hydra pops the Booyah Bomb in return to try to take care of the zone, but they don't have the player advantage. They are 2 players down, and it might not be successful on trying to push this forward to stop that cap from Determination.
The big thing here for Sommerzeit is the fact that they cannot keep trading like this. They need to get some semblance of an advantage on some of these fights there. Yes, they're popping out Booyah Bombs just to even get the zones neutralized, but they got to do a little bit more than just that. They got to have the members to help back them each time. Bolter is right there trying to lurk large. It's shut down, but it's really just buying themselves a lot of time here. Determination looking for their next KO here on this set. They take out one. It's a 1-for-1 trade on both sides. Booyah Bomb is there to successfully buy themselves more time. Sommerzeit with a huge flip. They needed that in order to keep this game alive for them. It is, however, they did lose one down thanks to the Inkjet there on top of things, and that Inkjet finds a double. What a double that is! But again, they lose 3 on that side. Sommerzeit will be happy winning that fight, even though they lost 2 of their own.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Sommerzeit finally bleeding away some of those points that they really need to rack up. Again, Determination all the way down to 9 with a bit of a hefty penalty. This is Sommerzeit's opportunity. Although they're going to go 1 player down, we see the shot coming through with the flank from behind.
Nice.
Gets 1, finds another with the Zooka, and that's a complete wipeout on Sommerzeit. Look how quickly these players of Determination are pushed up, taking space, and making it so hard for Sommerzeit to see if they can find any opportunity to push in here, as these penalty points are now draining for Determination.
What I love out of Determination right now is they see that wipeout. They're trying to go for the lockout. They're trying to go for more than just that. But that's a nice return double there. The Dualies get a triple, but time is running short on Sommerzeit. Right then their paint pad responds back with critical picks there, and again Sommerzeit just has no response despite the valiant efforts for the Dualies to get the triple. It just isn't enough with that, and Determination sweeps this set over Sommerzeit successfully, winning this one 3-0 in this play all 3 set.
Wow. Amazing job by Determination, securing a solid 3-0 by KO. 2 of these 3 games. Incredible efforts done. The synergy was just felt and seen by that team, making it so hard for Sommerzeit to just get in and really have a strong hold. But gotta give praise to Sommerzeit. They put up a very fair and strong fight. They just couldn't find those openings that they so needed to secure one of these wins. But either way, both teams did a fantastic job on this round of their group stage.
And we cannot understate that Sommerzeit still had a lot of fight left, despite those initial pushes going so badly for them. I mean, and that's just putting it out then and there, because yes, Determination just went very fast in the first 30 seconds, and it was almost a theme for the first 3 maps there. Sommerzeit was at least able to temper it just nicely, but again, once he made a misstep, Determination pretty much just took that all the way home to just securing the objective each go around, and we saw that in spades throughout a lot of highlights to all the members that we saw. Again, Paintpad was just doing a great job with the shot. I think I saw TK on that ball point earlier from Determination, able to get a lot of value with their inkjet and just great positions overall. I think Determination, they played that one masterfully. But again, don't discount Sommerzeit though. They actually played their hearts out so much in that side. It just really boiled down to big differences in the way these fights were played out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you get to the end where it comes down to the player synergy and being able to handle a lot of those tricky circumstances you come in. I mean, we saw from Sommerzeituhrenumstellung how aggressive they were able to be at certain points, getting multiple players down of determination. But the patience, determination used and needed to come back in was just incredible. From the special usage to the positioning to even helping each other with some of those fights. Truly incredible efforts.
That definitely. So determination up 3-1, Sommerzeit down to 2-2 set record wise. We're gonna give ourselves a bit of a break here so that all the matches can conclude. So we'll get round 5 queued up shortly. So you don't want to miss a thing. We'll be right back right after the break. Welcome back, everybody, to round 5. Yes, Swiss round 5 of the Lowing December 2023 edition. Once again, I'm Kyone. Cactus has not left the chair yet, so we'll leave. So we got ourselves our 5th round matchup here, and this is between the Criminals versus Unlucky. Now, we've noted this during the break, Cactus. I immediately recognized 2 members out of Criminals. This will be a fun one to watch.
Oh, absolutely. Same here. In fact, one of the members, Crime Man, I meant talk to them a little bit in the Twitch chat as we speak. Both of these teams gonna bring their A game, especially the Criminals, hoping they can maybe steal their win, whether that be through a casual crime or through fraudulent activities. And Unlucky just might be unlucky and have to deal with that for this set.
Okay, that took me a second, and then I realized where you were going with this one. Yeah, hopefully they're not as unlucky, and the opposite of their team name, actually lucky, for this one. Yeah, but going back here, tax fraud, also a member of formerly IRS as well, that I have recognized around the Splatoon landscape there. So this will be a fun one to watch. Both teams, by the way, 3-1. So again, just like round 4, this win will mean a lot between the difference between alpha, beta, and then to the other side of the bracket. So both teams know that they have to win this set outright. We're going to take a look at the maps here for this set. It's going to be Megomart Tower Control, Scorch Gorge, Rainmaker, and then Inkblot Art Academy, Clan Blitz in this play all 3. Megomart Tower Control will be the one to kick off. Almost a classic at this point here, Cactus.
Oh, Keon, classic indeed. I mean, the one thing to be careful with this map mode combination is the snowball effect. Once that first checkpoint breaks, your team could be in some serious trouble. It's very rare we see in a lot of these tournaments and a lot of these games that teams are able to kind of put a halt or stop those towers from pushing quickly past that second checkpoint. So it's going to be really a fight for that first checkpoint at first, and teams hoping they can really keep that momentum going to secure a strong lead without having to apply too much defense afterwards.
Yeah, and I would love to see what how both teams approach that in every aspect here, as we should be hopping into this game here momentarily. So again, both teams, once again, they know what's at stake coming up here, as we should be loading in for this one. Again, Criminals versus Unlucky, your matchup here. Criminals, of course, on the Alpha side, they will be the yellow colored side. On the other side, of course, will be Unlucky on the purple colored side. We take a look at the weapons to get things started. I like a lot of the picks here. No surprises on Crime Man on that Hydra. But on the other side, I do see that range blaster from ARM.
I mean, you know, backline stands just when you thought it was over on the previous set. We come right back. Another Hydra on the field. I know I am a big fan of it. I know some friends of mine are as well. I love seeing that. But like you mentioned, the Range Blaster. What a great map mode to pick the Range Blaster on. You have so much range abilities, but it looks like it might not be in the favor right now, as we see the Criminals taking on a quick and early 2 down with that cooler to help boost up a little bit quicker, taking this tower to the first checkpoint so quickly when we're only maybe 45 seconds into the map.
Yeah, only 45 seconds into this one, and it will be the first checkpoint. Almost cleared. It looked like it might have been cleared here. No, not quite. So Criminals will have to wait a few more seconds to clear this one. That is going to buy enough time from Unlucky to at least get themselves resituated there. And they're going to use this try. So they're trying to fire at Crime Man. The shots unfortunately miss, as the Booyah Bomb was just thrown right in them, because of course Crime Man throws the Booyah Bomb in that direction. So this will be the Criminals starting to pick up speed once more on this with that tower. Tax Rod, I believe, picking a looming larger, rather the Tri-Slosher Nouveau that is. And this will for sure be the first checkpoint cleared here, Cactus.
Absolutely, Keon. I mean, look at these efforts done by the Criminals, playing so synergized and having the correct players around. The Inkjet, though, before going under that Booyah Bomb, will take 2 players out, but it's 3 players down for Unlucky. It is just the sharking shot on the side, hoping they can hopefully sneak a pick away, and that they will right at the last second before they can get through. Hydra backs it up, though, gets rid of that shot, and they're going to try to push past this first checkpoint, but Unlucky is not going to make it easy.
Yeah, Unlucky will still need to do a little bit more than just that there, as Criminals. X.com is going to basically try to be on the one on Tar Ranger here with that Nautilus. We're gonna see though how far they can get to. Just the second checkpoint alone, but that will be it there as the Hydra from Crime-Man has gone down, and now Unlucky trying to get themselves resituated once more. Trizuka, by the way, does find one. It's gonna be delayed 3, so all the respawns are gonna be coming in here for the criminals there. This is likely going to be the first push. Yes, the first push going to be kickstarted for Unlucky there. And Crime-Man, by the way, just went down on the Hydra. The Trizuka shots, trying to see if they can find anybody else. Kind of just being fired at random directions. Aster lurking large. Can Aster find anybody? No, but it builds enough space. Unlucky clears the first checkpoint.
They're going to be making their way quickly to that second one. Like I said, it's the momentum that builds up, and it's really a snowball effect that goes through. It's going to be 2 players down on the side of the criminals as we're now nearing this third checkpoint. Is this going to be the lead swap? Yes, it will. Here's that snowball like I was talking about. If they can get these players picked off, they will hopefully put a stop to it, but the criminals are falling apart as we speak. The inkjet comes out. It gets another 2 picks. There's the cooler on the tower to keep riding this momentum. We are at the last checkpoint, Keon, and this looks like it's going to be a snowball all the way to a full KO.
Wow, and it's just from start to finish there. They did not lose the tower at any point during that push, and that is how Unlucky wrestles this one back. There was almost a lot of time left on the clock, to be honest there, Cactus. And the criminals just had such a great start, but things fell right at the seams there. You mentioned though too, that snowball between checkpoints 1 and 2 just got so out of control for the criminals. Unlucky just took full advantage the entire way through. And again, I gotta give a lot of credit there. Just the space that was built up from Aster, the rest of the criminals had to pretty much respect Aster on that inkjet there on the ballpoint, but that's really it. And then unfortunately, with all this respawns and staggers coming in, criminals just fell apart at the seams.
Yeah, you know, the IRS came knocking and they shut down their first criminal activity. They have 2 more chances to make this heist work out if they want a chance to secure a win for this round. Learn from your mistakes. Can they secure this next map mode combination game coming up? We are going to see it as Rainmaker, Scourge Gorge. Will they continue to ride that Hydra? The Hydra, again, great positioning and great for startup. And when we saw how great their first push was, but the startup time and also the range it has to play from being one of the slower backlines might make things a little tricky. So they're going to have to ride a lot on the first breakthrough momentum to try to secure a very strong push so they can hold a very strong defense from Unlucky.
Yeah, and I actually wouldn't be surprised if they actually do come back with that Hydra, like putting Crime-Man on that Hydra. I definitely see where they were trying to go with that, but ultimately but in that last game, Crime-Man kept getting caught out or went down in big moments. So unfortunately, things just did not seem to work out just as nicely, and we kind of saw everything just fall apart like a house of cards. Just you take one card out, everything just goes down on you. So I like to see the adjustment there. Hopefully the mental reset, because you had started off that last map so strong, going down 39 points remaining, and it just ended all in one push. This is Rainmaker though, so you got to pick up the Rainmaker, then try to build something big here, especially past the first checkpoint where you need to start taking advantage. I want to see gameplay wise what criminals do in between that last map and this one coming up here, Cactus.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it comes down to using what you've learned, right? And it's so far what the criminals have learned is that they can get a lead and they can get a strong one.
Yep.
It comes down to being able to keep that momentum and keep that strong lead that you had, because all we saw was just one really lucky push for Unlucky, which was able to continue the momentum, use their specials accordingly. So let's look at these comps coming out. We are going to see the Slosher coming out. We are going to see the Squeezer come through as well. Of course, Crime-Man staying on that Hydra. You love to see the pick still. Hopefully they can use that to their advantage here with that longer range, and maybe, if they don't get the pop right away, they will use it to push back some of the players. Look at X.com here, putting a lot of pressure on the side, backed up with the Slosher of Tax Fraud. So far, 1 player down on Unlucky. Make that 2. Can they get 3? Yes, they will, and this might be the criminals' time to make a breakthrough.
Yeah, the criminals time. The criminals, once again, the same story. They get that first push, and now they're trying to see if they can turn this into the first check for their Crime and trying to fire that Rainmaker shot. They're having a hard time smashing that one down to the pedestal. They do just that, but it is going to be 2 down, so it's just going to be the first pedestal, or the first checkpoint that is being broken. So that's a nice stop there from Unlucky. And again, it's still very early in the match, and again, we see this go the other way. It's 3 down right out of the gates. Unlucky, however, is just going to pick up this Rainmaker, not allowing this to reset. That's a really smart move. Let it reset. They have to pop it twice, which will give Criminals time to get their bearings back. They're trying to go run with this momentum, and they're doing just exactly that. It is 3 down. Checkpoints are going to be cleared on both teams.
Wow, I mean, the inkjet coming from Unlucky was just devious. Somehow managing to still get a pick through the Booyah Bomb that was thrown from Criminals to try to slow down the momentum. Here goes Atticus running the Rainmaker, but Tax Fraud shuts it off. Can they find another? Gonna look to see if they kept this jump. Yes, they will. 3 players down, just the ballpoint alive. Aster here in mid, securing jumps for their teammates as the Criminals look to see if they can make some kind of breakaway here, get some space, but one's gonna go down right away. Rainmaker's gonna be left behind to reset, and it's gonna come down for the Criminals to see if they can take some space in mid before looking to make a pop again and move forward towards some points for another lead.
But there's still plenty of time here as well, so there's definitely no real reason to panic there. And also 44 points, not quite the safe lead. Booyah Bomb, by the way, well placed, takes out 2 as they were trying to likely pop that Rainmaker to build something big. And the Agent somehow misses Punter. How did that miss? Surprisingly, Aster is going to go down for their efforts, and now Crime taking the very bold move of going left. This might work out nicely. This is going to be split priorities, but everybody falls apart on the right-hand side as it is 3 down. Just Crime Man alive. Somehow gets a pick with that Rainmaker shot, and all the jumps are being provided, but it is going to buy enough time for Unlucky to get to get their defensive setup back in, and now they have to pop this Rainmaker once more. So I like the idea of trying to split the priorities there, having the Rainmaker go left while everybody else focuses right, but everybody goes down, which means Crime Man couldn't go up any further. Arm takes out X.com, and Unlucky with a great stop.
Yeah, Unlucky's been really cautious about the positioning that they put their players in, but they've also been using it to their advantage, getting one player down after another, securing the space they need and they want. Oh my goodness, here comes everyone after Crime Man on the Booyah Bomb, securing that finish on them for sure. Getting rid of that Hydra is now just down to the squeezer, trying to stop this Rainmaker, put a stop to it, but they're going to go down as well. This might be more points eaten alive, and yes, it will be. Here goes the Squid Roll, down to 31 for Unlucky, as now the Criminals look to push back, as here comes Aster running back in mid, holding good pushback positions, more jump positions for their teammates that did go down. Crime Man's going to opt to pop this Rainmaker and going to have to pick it up. 1 minute and 30 left on the clock. They do have a little bit more time, but how much more time do they have left before they just utterly get locked out here? As again, Atticus, what a great shard to pick up the Rainmaker and just putting so much stall on the Criminals' pushes.
Yeah, I love that Unlucky's doing a great job just focusing on the correct targets. They understand at this point the Hydra's gonna be the biggest problem. So they're just hard focusing onto them. And when the Hydra goes down, everybody else is just kind of running amok there, trying to get the rest of the other members there, and they're just doing a great job shutting down all facets of of the entire team. But with a minute left to go here, Cactus, Unlucky actually honestly has a pretty safe lead now at this juncture in the game where there's going to need to be multiple fights that are won from the Criminals to make this one count. But the Criminals go 2 down in a crucial moment, and it is going to be a delayed wipe. The shot isn't at the Trizuka, but it's the Trizuka of comedy there. The wipeout is done, and Unlucky trying to go for more.
Yeah, Unlucky gonna take that huge opportunity to try to get more space on the field. Here they go, trying to make it, pretty much, I don't want to say make or break. They're going to stall this out. 45 seconds left on the Rainmaker, 20 seconds left in the game. All they have to do is hold this mid position, get these picks all around. Here comes the Booyah Bomb coming away from the Criminals, trying to push back this Rainmaker, and that they will. Here come all the Zukas. Can they find a lucky Zuka pick? Yeah, they won't get the pick just yet. There's another player going down on the side of the Criminals. Crime Man, they get a full wipeout, and this might be time. Overtime, Keon, take us away with it.
Yes, we got overtime. We got overtime right here for the Criminals. Crime Man picks up this Rainmaker immediately as all the shots are being fired in from distance. 1-for-1 trade on both sides. Crime Man is just trying to fire from distance, but they lose 2 right away. Just the Tri-Saucer Duo is happening. They gotta get this pick there. Somehow he is still alive. How is Crime Man still alive by the end of it? There's just some expert full dodge. He didn't collapse to the rest of them. It is 3 down by the looks of things. They lose 2. The overtime timer is still going down right away, halfway through overtime, and the rest of the members have just respawned from Unlucky. They have to escape right then and there. Crime Man still providing jumps. They have to dodge through the Tri-Zuka shots. Shot does go down. Trip Strikes is just there. They don't take out Crime Man until one member has to go in. They still can't go down. Crime Man is still alive by the end of things. Taxpot is just trying to put pain up there. They gotta start moving up fast. 15 seconds left, and the 8-Jet shuts it down despite the valiant efforts from the Criminals. Aster is the one that takes them out, and this will be game 2 going to Unlucky.
That had to be the most comedic cat and mouse with the Rainmaker for overtime I think I've ever seen. Crime Man did the fanciest of footwork possible with that Rainmaker, dodging everything from players rushing them down to Zuka shots to tri-strikes, all the way down to 15 points left and having to go down to a spot-on inkjet shot. Unlucky, pulling all of the stops to make sure that the criminals are putting up a fight to secure their own wins. Wow, what a Rainmaker game.
That got very dire. I'm gonna say that almost looked like that was about to be a major lead flip the other way. Unbelievably though, Unlucky was able to get their bearings back. They understand that they had to just start rushing on Crime Man. Crime Man had to be pushed back, because here's the thing. As Inkblot Art Academy Clan Blitz is going to be the one coming up next. Here's the thing though, Cactus. During the attempted push in those final minutes, a lot of the members around criminals around Crime Man, who was the Rainmaker person, just went down. They just could not go forward. Even if you have one member up, your focus is to just keep that Rainmaker alive for your team as much as they can, and then build yourself to the finish line. They got the wipeout, but Unlucky was just right there, every then and there, and then was able to shut down all the members surrounding Crime Man, and they just could not move forward. So as you mentioned, just a big cat and mouse game. Ultimately, I think just taking out the supporting members just really made the difference. It came down to that one inkjet shot, and that was just a wild matchup, to say the least, Cactus.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, all the stops being pulled out, and they really once you remove that support system around the Rainmaker, and that goes for other modes too, like tower control. Once you remove the support system around the objective, it all falls apart. And unfortunately, it came down to the wire of stalling and forced Crime Man on that Rainmaker to just have to try to rush things forward and get those last remaining points with only 15 seconds on that Rainmaker. So great job by Unlucky, making it what felt near impossible for the criminals to take that. So we're going to be moving on to our third and final game, Clan Blitz Inkblot. This is the criminals' last heist attempt to secure the bag and win at least one game, as Unlucky has taken so far the first two, looking for a 3-0 sweep.
I always say these play all three sets, Cactus. It's salvage mode. Just try to win that third map, at least just salvage your set with a 1-2 loss. That's really going to be on the minds of the criminals here. As we take a look at the weapons, I mean, at this point, it almost looks as standard as you can get. X.com, I'm going to be looking out for them with the squeezer there. They're still going back to the Hydra. Crime is still playing this Hydra out as much as they could. Again, still not a bad pick. But unfortunately, it's going down. It is actually just a bit of a brawl between both teams. Both teams can't really get true control of the entire thing so far. So it's going to just be the clan economy just being stalled out on both teams as they keep trading left and right here, Cactus.
Yeah, absolutely. A handful of trades going down in mid, putting down a lot of pain on both sides. If we take a look at the map of mid, we do see a majority color in favor for Unlucky. You know, the criminals are trying to find off angles, try to find a couple picks. They are forcing the members of Unlucky back onto their own plat with a nice bomb, taking out this Ink Zuka, though. And that's going to be another player down following suit. It's going to come down to two players remaining on the criminals, with Unlucky now taking full mid control and trying to further it even more, Keon.
Yeah, trying to further it even more, and they take two out of the picture, make that three. Could they find the fourth there with the President shot? Probably not, but they got the clams in, and that's just going to be 59 points remaining there. Three members of the criminals are having to just defend this as much as they can. They're trying to get all the supporting members out of there. Atticus, I think, is just trying to sneak through, able to get a lot of clams in. Unbelievably so. It is going to be just three down. Gonna stop this push there, but that's still a very nicely delayed wipeout. Now it's time to gather clams if you are the criminals, if you want to have a bigger push ahead of you. And the pre-clam is back there, and they're able to push the rest of Unlucky back in their base. The Trizuka shot, by the way, finds the Inkjet on the side from Aster on top of it. But where is that power clam? They're just trying to throw all the power clams to get that one out of there. X.com using their Trizuka shots. Can't find any of the members there, and they still cannot get a power clam spawned in.
Yeah, I mean, what good is this fantastic of a push and lockout when you don't have the clams to make it count? That's going to be a full wipeout on the side of the criminals. That push they had that they worked so hard to get was just wasted by not having the clam economy. I mean, I get you're the criminals, but you gotta have some baggage behind some money in the bank to secure that. But Unlucky is going to shut it down very quickly. They're gonna take that space up in mid. They have that power clam made and ready to go, and they have the Inkjet, which has been just so incredible so far by Aster to try to secure a couple of picks with the cooler being popped now. Unfortunately, down goes one player. We are seeing the criminals now back onto Unlucky's plat, but Azuka is going to take down 2 players, make that almost 3 as Prime Man, no, goes down anyway to the chip damage of Zuka. And now Unlucky is pushing back mid with 2 power claims, looking for an incredibly hard push again.
Yeah, they're just trying to look for another push, just really to expand on this lead as much as they can. But with the members that are being traded, they're just going to have to retreat this power clan back, just fight another day. Now, they are going to get another power clan spawned in. They did, unfortunately, I think that was the free clan from the first push that just disappeared. So now, it's the same story. They did not lose, they did not, the deficit did not grow any larger for the criminals. So they still have some time to work with. There was about 1 minute and 45 left. But the key thing there is the special usage and just landing your Trizuka shots at the right time. They got a double Trizuka cooler comp as expected, or not as always, in the current times here. But they gotta stay alive and see if they can make this one count. They pick up this power clam there, but this power clam just exposed where they were, and it's a delayed wipeout. Once more Unlucky with a great stop to the criminals. The criminals just cannot find their way forward.
They can, and they get picked off every time they have an opportunity or an opening. Every push they decide to make and go forward, they go 1 player down. Look at this defensive lineup. 1 goes down to Arm, make that 2. Arm's looking for a 3rd. Can they find it in time? No. Cryman on the Hydra shuts them down as X.com looks for a great pick on the side to stall that ramp push that they were thinking about going forward with. They're going to try to dodge all of these bombs like a landmine, but no. Goes down one more time. Here's Shifu with the power clam looking for a great opening. Halfway built up to that Zuka with only 45 seconds to go. It's so much pain on the ground. Here's the Zuka to try to follow up any other pushes they can get. Can they get one more? No. It is now a stronghold and a strong fight as Unlucky has the player advantage. They're trying to move in. 30 ticks to go. Can they find one more push?
They gotta find one more pusher, but they also have to defensively stop them. The rest of the criminals are kind of just being spread around. They're just having to focus on many different targets there. And Aster takes out 1, and that's the Hydra going down. And that is just devastating here because it built upon a bigger lead for Unlucky there. And Unlucky did lose 2, but Arm is sharking there. They have to know that Arm is just right there waiting for them. And Arm does go down. But again, this is going to need to be a much bigger push for the criminals. They just have to get any semblance of control and just completely lock out Unlucky in their base. They pick up this power up. They pick up the free claim that was back in base, but they gotta find those openings. And I know, and at this point, Unlucky is just understanding that, hey, we just have to protect our base as much as we can. We don't need to force anything else. There's 2, there's 3 down, and this is just gonna be game over. GG's to that one. And Unlucky wins this game 3, sweeping out the criminals 3-0.
They sweep them off the streets, stopped their crime, and put them all back in jail where the criminals belong. Unlucky, a 3-0 clean sweep, securing another fantastic round on their grind way to Alpha Bracket for this month's Low-Ink.
Yeah, and Unlucky improves to 4-1, and then at this point, every loss is just going to be bigger and bigger in terms of which bracket place you end up being in. The criminals dropping to 3-2, and we reviewed that we reviewed that set there. Cactus. This is one of those things where I wonder if the mental state between map 1 and map 2 may have not been there, because here's the thing. It is so devastating to lose when you had such a strong push to the second checkpoint, and then the enemy team just completely runs it out of there on a 100-0 push of their own. So they were able to at least hold their ground in Scorch Gorge Rainmaker, almost with the great footwork effectively, or with that Rainmaker, but they just didn't have the support around them. And then, yeah, that third map, as we saw there, Cactus, it was just all Unlucky the entire way through. No push was even there for the criminals.
Yeah, you can't help but wonder, like you mentioned, Keon, was the mentality after that first game kind of shut out? They had such a dominant and strong lead in the beginning, which at one point did look winnable, but Unlucky was just riding that momentum they were able to use. They kind of put a lot of staggers on the criminals. taking them off one by one, whether that was just regular 1v1 picks or that was with special usage, they were getting the job done, which is exactly what they needed. And they rode the momentum the entire way. I mean, you have to be coming off of that first game as well, if you're unlucky, feeling great that you just reverse KO'd that first game, and you're going to be feeling good about the next two as well, knowing that you just did a fantastic job the first, bring it on to the second, and bring it on to the third.
It's an underrated aspect of how you handle wins and losses the entire way through. If you're on the devastating end of a loss, you got to get yourself back into the swing of things, especially in a critical set like this one. But then, of course, as you mentioned, on the other side, if you're going to be feeling so darn good, basically just saying, hey, we were down so big, but we ran that one back. We're gonna try to build that the rest of the way, and they did exactly just that. You know, I can only imagine that everybody was just very excited and they were just ready to just get ready to take the criminals out of there. Unlucky just did such a phenomenal job there, Cactus. It's such an underrated aspect, I feel like, for a lot of the teams that are competing here today.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, all the stops come out for today. You've trained for this moment as low-level players to get to this point this far, and going to continue to push for that going further into day one and into day two tomorrow, hopefully making that top 32 for a chance at Alpha Bracket to win the whole thing. Now, as it stands for these point aspects, Unlucky is now going to be leading 4-1. The Criminals 3-2 when it comes to their group sets. So, you know, we only have one more group stage to go through, so those watching, don't go anywhere just yet. We'll be right back with the final round of group stages here, Lowink Day 1, December 2023.
Welcome back, everybody, to the final round of Swiss Group Stages here in Loing, December 2023. I'm Keon. Cactus is also here as well, and we got a fun one for y'all here. It's Ink Black versus Alliance Moon. I had to make sure I get that name right. Here's the big thing. Here's the big story for both of these teams, though. Both teams 4-1 record-wise. Loser may not make top 32, so this is a critical set to say the least here, Cactus.
Yeah, absolutely, Keon. This is the make or break for both of these teams. They need to win this, if not in regular fashion, in dominant fashion, if they want a chance at making Alpha Bracket, top 32 for a chance at Alpha Bracket tomorrow for Day 2 of Loing, December 2023. They're going to be giving it their all. They are already handed that one loss, depending on if that was just now or prior in a previous round. They are hoping to take this one and bring it home.
Yep, and now let's take a look at the maps here real quickly, as both teams are literally going to be queuing in here as into this one. It's going to be Hagglefish Market, Splat Zone, Sturgeon Shipyard, Tower Control, and Humpback Pump Track Rainmaker to cap off our final set here on stream. And Cactus, these maps here, almost classics except the second map there. That's where things can get a little divisive, a little tricky to say the least, but we do know Hagglefish Market Zone's always a classic.
Oh, classic indeed. So many great opportunities, such a wide open space. And, you know, it's that wide open space that leads for a lot of teams to really get stumped up on those side wing flanks of the map itself, or just fantastic shards for lockouts. But enough about what they can do. Let's see what they will do as we load in. Already, I love seeing some of these comps. We see the Scope Fire, and we do see a Carbon. We see the Wiper Deco and double shot. These comps already, I'm in love with the variety.
I love the variety, but this is gonna get a little fascinating for Ink Black there. They have double shots. They got that double Trolley and the end zap, of course, for the cooler. But the fourth weapon they put out is the Wiper Deco, which is a very interesting choice. You got the beacons to work around with for this particular map combination here, Cactus. But where things can go south is that you don't have the range to really back yourself up there, so you have to kind of navigate around and make sure you get a lot of the value out of the Trizukas as much as you can. It is, by the way, going to be one down on both sides to get this one started, and right now it will be Alliance Moon with a lot of control there. Total Star just trying to move right in with the rest of their team on that side, but it is going to be just 2 down. Alliance Moon still has control. 3 down for sure. Alliance Moon still in total control.
Wow, Alliance Moon on full throttle right now as these points are racking down. The positioning that this Charger is taking so aggressive because they know their teammates are getting the job done. You can't help but feel and see that for Ink Black, they're in such a strong stagger. Only 20 more points to go before they secure this game. Jumps coming in, players trying to rush mid. Down goes the Charger, but 2 down completely for Alliance Moon. The fight's happening away from zone. Can they get paid in time? Yes, they will. Control back in time for Ink Black, holding strong, but a mountain to go for points.
Mountain for sure here, but they gotta keep this pressure going, and they're doing actually really a phenomenal job. So the thing with this comp, it is so close quarters for Ink Black there. You cannot afford to get yourself in the range of that scope, and that scope says otherwise there. That is still one huge pick on the Total Star. Now you got the rest of the team to back yourselves up, and the second one onto Neptune, now dropping the lower ground there for sure. And that'll be Harshy, by the way, on that scope duties. That's a critical 2 that they just found that gives Alliance Moon the zones back, and then one member down. Things looking very dire for Ink Black.
I mean, wow, incredible work there done by these players. Here comes the double Zuka being popped out to apply more pressure. Just pressure all around, and it feels like Alliance Moon, everywhere you look, they have some kind of knowledge of where these remaining players of Ink Black are located. One player will go down to make that 2 on the side of Alliance Moon, the Carbon and the shot. It is now 3 down as the Charger goes out, forcing the Zap to jump back with that cooler, meaning a delayed wipeout by technicality for Alliance Moon as Ink Black looks to work on these penalty points and hopefully start taking some real points very shortly.
That 3-down is going to be very nice, but again, the same story. You got to make sure you don't put yourself in range of the scope that Harshy is dishing out. Now Goldini's also lurking large with Carbon Roller there as well, taking that side flank there. But everybody just moves forward. They have to just back up just a tiny bit more. Now everybody's just trying to be dispersed around, trying to be spread out as much as they can. It's just gonna be a 2-for-2 trade. Alliance Moon at least with zones in the meanwhile, but Harshy is going to be, as long as Harshy's protected there, as Harshy takes out 2 by the way, and that is going to be fine, and Alliance Moon still fighting for some control of this zone there. There's a lot of the paint output from Ink Black was neutralized it for just a short bit, but Ink Black has to fight another time. This is going to be delayed to their trip fixtures there to help neutralize the zone as much as they can. I just continue to appreciate Harshy's positioning in these critical moments, but Ink Black, they will get the zones back, at least buy themselves more time.
Yeah, here comes Goldini getting a beautiful pick there on the jump, and that's going to be 3 players down on Ink Black, looking for one more. Can Goldini find it? Yes, they will, using that range of that carbon at the very end to get that pick. Another player goes down a lot. Oh, of course, to the Charger over on Alliance Moon. I mean, these players are just playing so well together. The coordination is incredible. They're using what they know to their opportunities. Any call-out imaginable, someone is there to get the pick. It's beautiful to see. We do see triple strikes ready on the side of Alliance Moon with only 10 more penalty points. This is going to lead it down to the final few. It's going to be 2 players down. They get a pick on one more player. That's Goldini down, but it's not enough time. Alliance Moon securing game number 1 with a dominant fashion indeed. Just incredible job.
So this is one of those cases where I felt like the composition for Ink Black did not lead itself well into the composition that Alliance Moon had. Harshy just had full range, and the only way that Harshy can really get threatened is if the Trizuka shots were ready to go and aimed right at Harshy, but that didn't really, it felt like that wasn't really the case for a good chunk of it. Harshy just had free reign to just get any members that they could find, and you saw multiple moments there too, able to find doubles at critical moments, and Harshy just helped build the space for their team. It did just not at all threatened, and then Ink Black just had to go through the entirety of Alliance Moon to get any sort of value. It kind of just boiled down to Alliance Moon misplaying their position there for things to flip the other way, but I can only imagine the win condition there just wasn't that strong for Ink Black, so they're going to have to go on a certain shipyard target control, probably having to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you mentioned, Harshy on that Charger was truly an incredible opportunity and an incredible plays. I mean, talk about trusting your backline, right? I mean, some of those flick shots we saw too. I still remember that one wing pick on the weak player on the side as the front line was trying to get the pick. Harshy comes in with that back support and gets the beautiful quick scope pick. I mean, it's beautiful to see that kind of momentum and synergy together. I mean, when you have a backline you could trust with from the front lines, and same goes reversed for them, front lines trusting the back line, you're in for just an incredible game and an incredible opportunity to secure these type of wins. So now when we're looking at Tower Control Sturgeon Shipyard, I personally can't see much of a change coming from Alliance Moon, except for maybe 1 or 2 comp differences to better fit the way the map is built. But Ink Black's got to find a different answer, because one more game and they lose this group round stage, and that's not what they want if they want a chance at making that top spot at day 2.
Stocks for those who had Ink Black in top 10 starting to slip a little bit there with the way that map played out. So Ink Black has a lot more, definitely has a lot on the line if they want to still stay alive to qualify for that top 32. Most likely, for the record, there is still an outside chance, I'd imagine, Cactus, that where they could qualify, but that would require all of the tiebreakers to work out for them. And obviously, both teams don't want to be in that position where tiebreakers determines their fate there. So ultimately, we need to see if Ink Black has a big response here in this second game here in Sturgeon Shipyard Tower Control, because we saw from the previous goal. I like the idea that they had with the comp, but they were just having to run into Harshy's just great accuracy, honestly, with that Psycho Firefin scope there. So I'd imagine things are going to have to be tweaked just a tiny bit. They do know what they're going to be up against. Alliance Moon is gonna have a substitution. We're just gonna spoil that right now. Yeah, they're gonna have a substitution here for this particular map, and I can kind of see why with the substitution, because Sturgeon Shipyard Target Control is a very tricky map to navigate around.
Yeah, and you want to put your best players front forward when it comes to maps like this, because Tower Control Sturgeon Shipyard can really go just like what we've seen on Tower Control Makeomar, right? Once you get past a certain point, usually that first checkpoint, you're in a tricky snowball effect period, especially just where the tower path leads you. After that front drop on the right side, depending on how you're looking at the map, on the offensive side, when pushing forward, it gets very tricky to try to find any defensive standpoint. So, with some players being switched around, looking at these comps come out, we are going to see Logslock with the Rage Blaster, I believe. Same comp coming out on Ink Black, but let's see if this difference is enough for Alliance Moon to secure and hold strongly this 1-0 lead they have right now.
So both teams, by the way, double Trizukas and Cooler. So usually when I see this, I look at the fourth weapon to see how it works out for the rest of the group. And you noted it too there too. Ink Black actually going to be sticking with the same weapons. They're still going to keep the close quarters, but I think in this scenario, this actually will work out just fine, especially with Sturgeon. So again, no surprises there, but it's going to come down to gameplay differences. Who gets caught out of position? Gets out of position the most, excuse me there. As we do see the first points are going to be scored here from Ink Black. Going to be the first checkpoint potentially, depending on the Trizuka shots that land, but it is going to be 2 down. This may delay this checkpoint being cleared here. The rest of the Alliance Moon, however, just backing up just a bit. They're just going to give up this checkpoint. I'd imagine, yes, they will. And that will be the first checkpoint cleared out of there. Now this could be a potential snowball opportunity, but the Wiper Deco does go down by the looks of things. Mudkip is still lurking large. The 1-for-1 trade. Unfortunately, the second checkpoint is going to be the rest of Ink Black, but they take out 2.
Yeah, I mean, talk about these trades going back and forth here for both these teams. Pushed down all the way down to 40. Alliance Blue doing a great job at stalling this from going any further. But the player opportunity, the player positioning that Ink Black has right now is very strong. Every time they may go one player down, they're able to take another out as well. We do see on this overhead map 2 players forcing 1 player to jump out for Alliance Moon. So now, with Ink Black in a little bit of trouble, they're going to try to see if they could, force more players to jump out, and that they will. This now leads for an opportunity for Alliance Moon to push forward, but it's not done. Just Ink Black is relentless at pushing these players of Alliance Moon back more and more, not being able to get any type of good positioning, especially with the missiles coming out to really pressure them and force them away from each other. Just so hard to get in more, and this is going to be the tower being pushed even further, hopefully for more lead points to this last checkpoint for Ink Black.
Yeah, and Ink Black just took 3 of them out. They're aiming right for him, and they actually land that shot. I think that's a delayed wave on top of this. This is for sure the second checkpoint, and a lot of clearance there. The respawns are gonna be staggered in. Can Ink Black turn this to 100-0 here? They're gonna have to slow down just a bit because Alliance Moon just respawned back in time. Trizuka shots are being fired. They take 2 out of the picture. It's 2 down on the side of Alliance Moon. Alliance moving out to get them out of there, and this will indeed be 100-0 Cactus. And if this could not be any more tense, it's going to come down to a deciding Game 3 to see who will take this one home.
I was mentioning it before we got back on the mic, how close these seedings for these teams were. Alliance Moon holding a strong seed number 2. Ink Black not far behind seed number 4. And I knew we were going to have ourselves a game, and that we are. Decision to be made. Game number 3, as Ink Black takes a very strong and dominant game number 2, not letting Alliance Moon get even a single point. Alliance Moon now needs to see if that decision they made of swapping a player has to be reverted for this next mode that we're going to run into. That being a Rainmaker on Humpback Pump Track. A map mode that can lead to, again, a very quick snowball. Especially once you hit those elbows, once you get in on the sides, are you able to secure a strong enough offense, or can you, for the defensive side, build a big enough wall of defense to stop any push from going forward? It's only a matter of time before we see what these teams are going to bring out, but it is now down to the wire.
Make or break for both teams here. It's really going to go down to one game here, Cactus, to determine the difference between a 5-1 and a 4-2 record, which, by the way, Low-Ink is very cutthroat here with top 32. A lot of teams can qualify. It's literally going to be the difference between whether you make it to top 32 for Alpha, Beta, or you end up dropping Delta or Gamma by just a smidge of a difference. Or it may end up working out based on how your tiebreakers were if you make it top 32. But you definitely want to be on the winning end here. So you got to bring out your best in this third map here in Humpback Pump Track Rainmaker. You mentioned it earlier too. This is a map where things can snowball out of control. So if you lose that critical fight where let's say you go 3 or 4 down, you got to make sure your members are still alive and you start punishing them big time. The minute you go 3 or 4 down, it can go out of control in a fast, as we're about to see what ends up happening here in this critical game 3. Oh, and we're actually, so actually, I did say we're about to kick you into game 3, Cactus. We're going to need to wait just a bit.
Yeah, we just got word that they actually do want to sub out another player, so we are going to see a quick reset from both these teams. Sub in a different player. It comes down to, unfortunately, how fast can you get that typed out on your keyboard into the Battlefight chat. Sometimes not fast enough. We are all not super quick at typing on keyboards. So once we get in this sub player, we will actually see what these players are going to bring out. I'm not even fully trusting those comps I saw because for all we know, we could see a drastic change.
We could see it on our end, by the way, but you guys you guys couldn't. So we'll just maybe they'll be maybe they were just got the 4 reflux decos there. Maybe that's the trick. 4 reflux decos, the reflux. No, but
the aggression it's got with wall is pretty deadly. I will say, pretty good.
I guess that is certainly very true there. But I think I can imagine both teams just want to make sure they get the correct subs out, so I can understand why they wanted to cancel that one. But I guess before we talk about games, I just want to give out a huge note here while both teams are getting themselves situated here, Cactus. So 8 Ink Black, the team historically that I know from the collegiate scene. By the way, shout outs to CCA and DRF as well. On that side of the fence, DRF of course one of the main TOs for CCA there. 8 Black is coming out of the collegiate scene, of course, with a mishmash of players. They have been consistent with consistent low appearances. I think a lot of consistent top 32 appearances there too. They're finding themselves in that position where they need to win this one to at least give themselves a chance for top 32. Obviously, though, Alliance Moon wants to say otherwise. There's a lot of storylines, we'll just say, with Alliance Moon that will be coming up here. So both teams definitely want to bring out their best, and they want to see if they can take this one home. I think this will be very exciting, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I did a little bit of digging myself before, and both these teams have been recently formed about a year ago. So both these teams roughly hit their 1-year mark and have done incredible feats in many tournaments. I mean, recently Alliance Moon took first place in Middle Cup 27 earlier this month. Looking over on the side of Ink Black, I believe their most recent win was not that long ago in Mako. So, I mean, they've done a fantastic job so far, racking up a lot of these wins, of showing their great efforts in many tournaments. So these teams deserving of where they are right now and hoping they can take home this group stage for that 5-1 and secure its spot in top 32 to fight for alpha bracket and hopefully take home the entire tournament. Both these teams are great contenders for it. Both these teams have the capability. It just comes down to who can truly want it more.
Absolutely, definitely. I feel like we can definitely say that for every set there too, and I definitely agree. It's really gonna boil down to who wants to take this one home, and like who has that hunger, the itch to basically take home the rest of Lowing. We're about to get right in. There's one weapon I'm really excited to see here and make that 2. Cactus, we are seeing a Neo Stamper and the Paintbrush. I believe Nouveau is the exact weapon being used out here.
I mean, I listen, I totally get loving missiles for your comp, but bringing out the new Paintbrush is incredible, and I love seeing that because it has an opportunity to shine, and they have an opportunity to show how great of a weapon that can be. Missiles are already ready, and they are now being launched. Like you said, there's that new Stamper coming out that has the craft special to apply pressure. Zuka coming out, getting 2 down, 3 down now, completely on the side of Ink Black. Alliance Moon now not wasting any time to get this space forward to pop this Rainmaker and try to secure some actual points. That they will. There goes down the Stamper. Here's the back to secure that checkpoint. They will get it, and this thing could really snowball for Alliance Moon if played correctly.
It played correctly there, and also an underrated aspect with Alliance Moon's comp, as the Trash Launcher, by the way, going down on the attempted escape there, is that ballpoint Nouveau. We have been seeing a lot of Ink Backs, by the way, in Rainmaker, just to help protect this Rainmaker push at all times. So I love that choice too, coming out of Alliance Moon, but can they take advantage? This could be both checkpoints cleared unbelievably. The Trizuka takes out Total Star. I think for the chip damage on top of it, that is not the checkpoint that's cleared. Alliance Moon's ace is going to use that Crab Tank just to space out the rest of Ink Black there, and this is going to be very decent control for Alliance Moon. Ink Black's push does not net the checkpoint.
Not yet, at least, and they're gonna have to try to fight hard to get it back, throwing bombs and everything in between to stall this Rainmaker that Shark is holding on to so strongly to try to secure just a couple more points. It will go down to RNG. Here comes Totostar with the cooler being popped for their teammates, looking to see if they can find a way to secure a checkpoint. They have pretty good mid control right now, but look at the players backed up on Alliance Moon. They may be fully backed up, but they're using everything at their disposal to get these picks, and they will. Couple bombs along with the Ingzuka to add the added pressure. Shot goes down. One player jumps in, but it might be Alliance Moon to get this pop. They have to try to stay alive here for Ink Black. Reset a little bit, have all their players return before they look to take a couple more fights, because although they are only a checkpoint difference away from getting a little bit further and maybe a lead, it could be all it takes for a win.
Yeah, and that, by the way, just a few seconds away before Ink Black could actually pick up that Rainmaker because it just reset. They're using the stamp. This is a critical time, by the way, because that stamp has to find value. That stamp takes out one. The shot and the ballpoint nouveau all going down in quick succession. The lead change is almost imminent here, as they will get two, but they run into the grinder that is the rest of Alliance, but they take two of them out of there, and that will be the Tri-Sausage Nouveau going down. They're being chased. They just have to move forward, just get points on the board. Now, this is 40-point main. 3 down, though. You have to stay alive in that critical moments. When your offense goes down, you have to stay alive. Make sure you don't get yourself caught out of position. They actually stopped the shot, so that is a huge stop there, and the rest of Ink Black playing discipline as much as they could. The Stamper does go down, but the lead does not get flipped the other way, but it is going to be 3 down, by the way, on the side of Ink Black. Alliance Moon are still with the squid advantage to take this one home. The lead is changed once more, as they will go down with this Rainmaker here. Total Star and the rest of Ink Black have to play critical defense here. The Crab Tank is just looming large. Cactus, this got very tense.
Very tense very quickly. It was a 2v1 situation, and Lox saw the opportunity. I want to point out that player as the superstar right now for this game. They saw the opportunity that they had to rush, pop that Rainmaker, and get points they did. 27 on the board. 3 players down now for Ink Black, as now Alliance Moon is going to pick this Rainmaker back up. One player might go on the far left side for a Shark flank to maybe get a couple of picks, but the Rainmaker's being rushed in mid by 2 players, forced into a corner, which honestly might not be a bad opportunity, in a good position, as if somehow we're still alive, finally going down there. Now, Ink Black, a minute left to go on the board, and they have just 13 points away from a lead to win this game.
But the big thing here with Rainmaker is where that Rainmaker position is at that critical juncture. They just used up their specials, and they do have a hammer that actually is available. But the key thing with this push, they gotta stay alive. They gotta dodge the Trizuka shots that are there. They got the save out. That's 2 down, by the way. It's literally gonna be a make or break difference for 5 for 1. That's a delayed triple on top of it. Total Star wrestles the lead back with 24 seconds left to go and change. It is gonna be 2 down. Alliance Moon just needs to follow with the Rainmaker. The rest of Ink Black has to retreat for defense. They know this is effectively the last push, but look at Neptune from behind, able to get 1 out of the picture, and the rest of Alliance Moon now on the ropes here with 10 seconds left to go. Critical moment here. Shark is going to have to be the one that has to be on Rainmaker duties. They cannot go down at this juncture here. Overtime for sure. 40 seconds left to go on this Rainmaker here. Shark still looming large. The Mist Stamper is down. That's 3 down. They can't push up too far ahead. And the rest of Ink Black, heavy defensive positioning here. Defensive formation, if you will. With 30 seconds left to go, the Tenet Missile shuts it down. And Ink Black, after dropping game 1, wins the next 2 to take this set home.
What an amazing value from those specials. Alliance Moon unfortunately swapping positions with the Rainmaker and one other player getting ran over by those missiles, and who would have thought missiles would still be a problem costing you games in Splatoon 3 even after all of those nerfs. What a fantastic job by Ink Black, even though many times looking down for the count, pulled it out from the back, from the last bit of effort needed in the bag, securing a lead and a strong win, not letting up on Alliance Moon at all. Fantastic win, and securing themselves a lovely 5-1 record for Lowink Day 1, sending Alliance Moon 4-2 with a high potential of not clearing a top 32 for Day 2.
That's a key thing to highlight there. If 4-2 makes top 32, it has to heavily depend on your tiebreakers at that point. But that's if we get to that, which again, we're gonna have to compile all the records leading up to that point there, Cactus. I have to catch my breath with that entire set. Let's be honest here. Game 1 was a very different story there. It was Harshy just going off on the Planet Firefin scope on Hagglefish Zones, and that is a great map, honestly, for that Charger, planting themselves in the canopy, just able to find shot after shot. It basically, Ink Black's composition was they had to just keep moving forward. I was a little worried if Ink Black was going to do the same comp for the next 2 maps. They proved me wrong there instantly as they took home that second map in such convincing fashion. Again, maybe some of the attributes of Sturgeon Tower Control with the way that map works and the substitutions that were in place. So, but that third map was, let's put it this way, it was a strong game we just watched in that third map. There's a lot to note there.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams, like I mentioned previously before the third game started, they are high seed contenders. They are alpha bracket consistent contenders. Seed 2 for Alliance Moon, Seed 4 for Ink Black. We knew this was going to be a strong matchup, but I was not expecting that kind of outcome and performance out of these teams. I mean, I felt like I'm watching top player Splatoon right there with how much these players were putting in. I mean, it was incredible. Just when you think one team is down for the count, they have somehow, like, the Splatoon devs listened and they were able to lead to such a strong victory. I mean, wow. I don't blame you for being out of breath. You led a fantastic overtime call, and I was, in my mind, I'm thinking, keep going, Keon, keep going.
You got it.
Wow.
This is why we love Low Ink, everybody.
Yeah.
This is why we love Low Ink every time. Just so many teams to just look out for, and who will just take this home. This is why this event is so good. But, Cactus, for both of us here, and for pretty much the rest of Day 1, that was the last set of group stages. Everybody waits their fate for Day 2, and the broadcast basically ends with all the group stages being played. So you've been awesome on the mic, and I think that's going to be our cue to sign off here, Cactus. So once again, thank you for being my partner. But where should the people find you?
Oh, the great audience of Allowing can find me on Twitter, Blue Sky, and YouTube at Glitched Cactus, and you could find me on Twitch as well, stream my own competitive gameplay at Glitch Cactus 1. And Keon, I want to say thank you as well for being such a fantastic commentating partner. It is so much fun commentating with you. The energy is immaculate. So where can the great viewers find you as well?
Thank you so much for the kind words. You can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky, Keon2570. I just post nonsense up there. Occasional Splatoon takes on the Blue Sky front for sure. Twitch, Keon2570 as well. I do stream Splatoon 3, but I'm also primarily variety. Smash the follow button on all three if you want to find me and all of the nonsense I just do on a regular basis for the most part. So that round 6 is a set I definitely want to remember based from this week there, Cactus. So that was a lot of fun to cast for rounds 4, 5, and 6. But guys, Low Ink is not over for the weekend. At least we are over for today. But Day 2 is gonna be happening tomorrow for your coverage of Top 32 and of course lean into Alpha Brackets and eventually the winner of Low Ink here in December 2023. But I think that is going to do it for both of us here, Cactus, with Cactus and producer Inkfarer as well, or Inky as well. I'm Killen saying thank you guys for tuning in to our coverage of Day 1 of Low Ink, December 2023 here on IPL. Of course, enjoy the rest of your Saturday or Sunday, wherever you are. We will see you guys tomorrow for Day 2 of Low Ink. Until then, see you guys tomorrow.